All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Traversing the Veil. Yes, this is one of my homebrew campaigns set in my weird, messed up homebrew campaign setting, and the people below me are about to get a little bit brighter because OBS changed a bunch of settings.
I was gonna ask about that. It's like super low contrast.
Yep, and there's a way to fix it. You have to click the button that says Force SDR. I don't know what SDR is, but whatever it is, it causes you guys to look normal. So I'm going to fix that right now. I hope no one here is anti-SDR, because you are all going to be forced to SDR.
SDR.
I quite literally, I have no idea what SDR refers to in any way, shape, or form.
Does this affect each person individually? Because I'm seeing the screen slowly change.
Yeah, I have to go to each one of your.
Huh.
I have to go to each one of your, because what I here's some behind the scenes things. In order to get everyone there, I literally add my Zoom window 5 times, and then I crop it around each person, and then my overlay just has 5 holes cut in it, and so I put you guys in the holes. So that is, by the way, extremely like that's how most people do overlays. Is you
Same
create
brain.
a cool overlay and you cut a hole in it.
Yep.
So, yeah. So yeah, now things look a little bit more like you guys are like real people and everything. Isn't that cool?
I like being a real boy.
I cannot tell you how many times, because depression is super fun. I will do something, like I'll clean my room, or when I first started getting, because my agoraphobia was really bad, I couldn't even leave my room for a while, and so I would keep non-perishable food in my room so I could eat something all day, but it was like I couldn't have a microwave or anything in my room. So it was always cold. And then I got these MREs. Don't judge me. They're remarkably tasty.
I know someone who lived off those, yeah.
Yeah, MREs, not nearly as bad as I thought they would be. But the thing I liked about them is they came with a heating thing. So I can have a hot meal.
Yep.
They make those also kind of like not just MREs, but also like noodle bowls and stuff. Like in Japan, they have like it's self-heating bowls.
They've got, like, the chemical heating packs are really, really
in the
cool.
US.
And they get really hot, by the way, if anyone
you can
was
make
wondering.
boiling coffee. You used
Like-
to take them on motorcycle trips.
Boiling in less than a minute.
Yeah.
Like it takes longer than that to boil water on the stove. But yeah, so I would do this and I would be like, wow, like I'm a real person. And now I have a toaster oven and a microwave in my basement lair.
Toaster ovens are awesome.
Toaster ovens are very nice.
You should have
Hot
hot plate.
Hot plates scare me. Because using them incorrectly starts fires. It's remarkably more difficult to set your house on fire with a toaster oven than it is a hot plate.
That's like isn't there a special plate that's like a convection type thing that's like
Induction.
Induction, yeah. So you could touch that thing barehanded, nothing gonna happen. But you put a pot on there.
Well, you have to have special induction cookware for it. But induction, not only is it technically safer, but the heat's better too. Like induction cookware is super, super cool and awesome.
When I was in New Mexico, I was in like literally a bedroom about the size of the room that I'm in, and it had a little itty bitty bathroom, and I would take one of the basically like, why am I forgetting what they're called right now? The little electric burners, just like one burner.
Sterno or not sterno?
No, it wasn't sterno. It was electric. And yeah, it was just one burner, and I had a pot, and I would make everything out of it.
Okay.
What are they called?
Effectively
Sorry.
a hot plate.
Brain is failing.
It was for camping.
No. I'll remember it. Let's stop talking about it, because that's when I'll remember.
Anyway, cooking is fun, folks. Everyone should
Cooking
learn
is
how to
fun.
cook.
Be in the middle of the game, you're gonna scream widget. You're just gonna be like,
Exactly.
Most dangerous thing in the kitchen is a dull knife. Sharpen your knives, folks.
And watch your fingers.
Yes. I am
Kitty
the
boss.
I'm the dork
Yeah, kitty
that when I watch people cooking, the first thing I do is I look at their knife handling technique. And I just go, ugh.
Don't watch our show then.
You
Don't
guys
watch
are
me
actually
cook.
pretty good.
Oh, he's already
I've-
told me. Remember?
Yeah, I've
Jack's
Yeah,
commented
your
on
knife.
Jax a couple of
That's
times,
right.
but for the
I know.
most
That's
part,
right.
like you guys have good knife skills.
Yeah, I'm accident prone, but I also recognize I'm accident. That's usually how I used to voice stuff. But I still like better, and that's usually how every accident story starts. Like I knew better, and
Yeah.
one time I tried using my knife as to pry something off. Knew that was a mistake. Did it in my left hand. Don't know what possessed me to do that.
Oh, no.
Went whoop, and I looked at my hand. What? Not gory. Don't have to worry about that. But I looked at my hand, saw what I did. No, wasn't super bad. But I looked. I could see what I did. I was like, yeah, I got about a good minute before I have to grill before the nerve endings are gonna kick in there and it's really gonna suck.
Yeah, that's how I got this guy. I was trying to knew better, cutting through plastic with a sharp X-Acto blade. It slipped from the plastic and went straight into my finger to the bone. No, I got pictures. It's pretty.
I did that. I did that with the sculpting tool once. I made an incense burner. It looks like a dragon head,
Yeah.
and I was like carving in fine detail, and I went whoop and went, and the thing was like in my knuckle.
That's not fun.
It's like
I had that with a steak knife in this finger when I was a kid. I was cutting open crab legs for my brother, and it went through. Okay. Yes, fun times.
My first job in sales was doing in-store
remember that?
demos.
Hmm.
And one of the things we did was we'd make salsa using this Euro Chopper 2000. I know, you want one? You want one? All right, everyone, look up here. This is what you're getting. I still have that
delicious
damn
salsa.
speech. But we'd make fresh salsa for people. And if you want to sell something to people, make them fresh salsa. It's the easiest sale in the world. But somebody brought in an avocado. And I had a knife back there to slice some of the stuff. But
Did you mess
this
up the
person
seed?
brought in an avocado that had seen a show earlier, and I said, you know what? If you come, I'll add avocado to your particular, because I would do like 6 or 7 shows in a day. And so he gets the avocado, and I cut the avocado open. Everybody that has ever taken an avocado pit out knows it is super easy. You go kunk with the knife, and then you pull it out. It is the easiest thing in the world. I have no idea why I decided to go at the side from it, but I did. And I made just the tiniest little cut in my thumb. Like it was super, super tiny, but it was a super sharp knife, and the thing bled like crazy. I barely even felt it. But I'm like, I'm really sorry.
Sharp-ass
I
knife.
can't give you this food because it has my blood in it. And then I had 2 more shows to do that day, so I had to like wrap it. And finish it because I was not allowed to leave the station unattended. We didn't even get lunch breaks. I would chow down on bread pieces while I was there.
depending
I
on
was
the
gonna say, why do you need lunch breaks? You have salsa.
Well, the more of the salsa you ate, the more of it you had to buy, because I had to buy all my own groceries to do it. It was a horrible job. Like, I almost starved at doing this job. The company is no longer working. But
Understandably.
They used to be really big, especially at state fairs. If you ever, I know they used to do Wisconsin and a few other in the Midwest. I don't know how much further they got out than that. But it used to be if you went to a state fair and you saw someone selling like kitchen gadgets at like a booth.
Yep.
That was the company I worked for. And if you worked a state fair, you easily made $300 or $400 a day.
Yeah.
Like
You had, like,
they
one of those
just
ones that
sell
are
like
like the ShamWow
hotcakes.
type stuff. Those ShamWow type fabric
Yep.
stuff.
We had a version of the ShamWow that we sold.
Dang.
No thanks. I'll just serve and make $300 in 3 hours. So
Yeah, tipping's nice. Well,
yeah,
depending
Well,
on
tipping
what
in
you're
states that
doing.
have minimum wage,
Mm-hmm.
especially not a server wage.
Mm.
That $1.73 an hour.
Heck yeah.
even
Give me
even
that
my friends
7
that
and a
used to
quarter.
get servers minimum, they still made more than I ever made in retail, because even with servers minimum, they were making $13 an hour. And then when I was delivering pizzas, I think I was making like $16 or $17 an hour because I got regular minimum wage and I got tips on top of it, so that was real nice. I made more money delivering pizzas for a year than I did in like 3 years in retail management. It was insulting. Anyway, you guys wanna play some
I miss
D&D?
Oh, want to do one quick shout out?
Sure. I
since
forgot.
me-
Announcer moments. Imp.
You and me are signal boosted for friends. My friends, who I often refer to as my favorite Bulgarians, the damsels of Dorkington, wearing their shirt. They're a comedy improv troupe, filthy as hell. So be warned.
Not for
I know
children.
they are. No. They are currently they're tentatively hoping to plan doing a streaming type thing again, along with a guy, Professor Shy Guy. If you want to see him on Twitter, just look up Dorkington. You'll probably find him. On YouTube is usually where they've streamed. That's probably where they're streamed. Damsels of Dorkington, all one word. You just follow them on Twitter, and they're planning on streaming this Sunday. Currently, right now, plans are for 2 p.m. Central.
Cool. Now, obviously, being completely loyal to Twitch, I have no idea what this YouTube is that you speak
It's
of.
called. Hold on. It's YouTube.
Oh.
Must be Italian.
YouTube.
Must be Italian.
It's French. YouTube.
Your turn.
Said entirely through your nose, as is most of French.
Only if there's an accent mark on that last E. Otherwise, it just drops. It never.
Yeah, and then my favorite way to explain French to people: take all the words, throw them in, or all the letters in the word, throw them in a bag. Pick out some random letters that look pretty. Now throw them away. You don't pronounce those ones. The rest of them you pronounce, but kind of weird and through your nose.
Yep.
French is really pretty, by the way. I used to sing in it. It's real pretty.
It's real pretty.
The
I
song,
think the last time we talked about the committee to keep.
Yeah,
French
the
So we want to go into that again, but remember, guys, that is a thing.
Was a double, and half it, the weirdest thing about French is half of it's through your nose and the other half is in the back of your throat. Yes, Imp, we'll get on with it. So, I was trying to think if there's any announcements I have for my channel. I don't. So, Imp, if you want to just like put their Twitter name or something in chat, in case we do have people that want to find them. Otherwise, I think it's time for us to return to traversing the veil. Ebbia tried to kill everyone. So,
The end.
no, slightly better
Alright.
recap. The party has finally finished with their work in Abea. After having dinner with Misdirection, the Thieves Guild, and then being arrested for murders they could neither confirm nor deny, they were taken to a jail and interrogated by the most fearsome, respected interrogator in all of Abea, who also had problems finding enough pencils. After saying a few things, the interrogator became more and more unhinged, and then nothing. The party eventually found that their doors are no longer locked, and they came out to a bloodbath. Exiting the guard headquarters, they saw that outside the guard headquarters was equally bloody, and they decided their best bet would be to hightail it back to their ship and hide out until their upgrades were done. after hurrying the Kenku that were doing their upgrades and finding that their ship itself had been attacked by something, they eventually were able to get everything installed, ready to go. And as they were leaving, their contact within Anonymity came supposedly to have a conversation with them, but was unfortunately assassinated in front of their eyes as exploding crossbow bolts rained down from the city. They put their newly upgraded ship to use as they quickly got out of Abia, and now the open veil lies before them. So, we can do that. So, at this point, as soon as you guys got to a straightaway, Reggie hit the acceleration button, and all of you felt the ship lurch forward. Some of you were able to brace yourselves. Others of you were braced by the back of the ship as you impacted it. But you all felt the ship lurch forward at incredibly high speed, and Abia very quickly faded over the horizon. Now, you're in the open veil. Since he is not here, I will totally speak for him. Reggie felt it was in all of your best interest to continue sailing at full sail, at least for a while, to ensure that you were not being chased by whomever was attacking you. It has now been a couple of hours. Nothing has shown up on the horizon. Abia itself is a very large city, so you can still see it in the distance, but it is a small speck in the distance. And you seem to be... you do not seem to have any sort of a tail. So...
Blowey's got him.
Yeah.
the ship doesn't have any sort of a tail.
Like Rexy too, right?
For
Eric got
now.
I was about to say, half of you have some sort of vestigial appendage coming out of your rear, but what all would you like to do? I'm going to try something different. Arai, having just kind of survived that, what is Arai feeling right now?
Excited because we're going very fast and very far away from a place that he doesn't have to deal with people who want to kill his new friend.
All right. So, what would Arai like to do right now?
I'm gonna go explore my bedroom
Okay.
because I still haven't been there yet.
Let's get you guys to the ship then. This is the mid deck where most of the crew sleeps. Did you take the captain's quarters?
No, the
Or-
captain's quarters was full of the mold.
So the
Bad stuff.
other,
I can take the captain's quarters.
Weird. There's a flaming sphere just hovering in there right now. Can't imagine where that came from.
the other rooms on the ship, there are two. I'm moving you out of the way here. There are two rooms on the lower deck that both have two sets of bunk beds in them each. So if you want to turn one of those into your particular room, you can, or we can get more creative. Where does Arai want to have their room?
Captain's quarters.
Okay. I will say, when you guys were dealing with the spores and everything like that, you guys got it pretty much cleaned out. So currently the captain's quarters are habitable. If that's where you're going to let her bunk, I will leave that up to the rest of the crew.
Yeah, no.
I knew it. I knew it was coming.
It's also where the strong box and the maps are and all that. No.
Just
There's a
I
perfectly
could
good
see him
bed.
standing in front of the door like this, like.
You'll find a lot of pseudo dragon poop in your pillow. I'm just telling you. Don't try it.
Left round worse.
So
What would the pseudo dragon telecommunication of challenge accepted be? Just an image of just like a chippy pseudo dragon just chugging a canister of Metamucil.
Yeah.
Oh,
Metamucil and Arby sauce.
oh gosh. Ugh.
So, as you are
Thanks
taken
for that.
down after your failed attempt to get the nice room, they take you out and they give you the choice of the starboard or port side rooms, which is port is on the left and starboard is on the right, if you were unaware.
Port and left are the same number of letters.
So,
Oh.
yeah, that's how I remember it. So you want the left room and the right room?
Left.
So they kind of make this off as your room. It still has two sets of bunk beds because they don't have a place to. Or actually, no. One of the sets of bunk beds they kind of drag out, and they get put in one of the corners of the cargo deck. So now you have your own room with still has one set of bunk beds, and the southern bed there gets replaced by a small table and a foot locker for you. So, which means I have to remake the map, but no, that's fine.
That's all right. We can use our imagination. We're good at that here.
So
It's fine.
so now you have your own room.
And now Araya's gonna go walk into Crexney's.
Okay. So Crexney still trying to figure out.
Where to put my chair?
Yeah, does
I
it
knew
does it
it.
look
Yeah,
better?
picture chair.
I'm gonna hang it from the ceiling. I'm just gonna so I can swing on it.
So as you come in, you just see Ogon sitting there with the chair as it's swinging.
All right.
But what's that friggin' mushroom guy doing there? Get him out of here.
Oh,
It's not Thomas.
They like those.
Thomas.
No, Thomas.
Thomas has become a mushroom, folks.
I think Thomas may have one of the other rooms. I think, or one of the other beds.
By now
he
he
was-
should have
yeah.
a room.
Yeah.
He was using that because those two rooms there were effectively passenger quarters. So if you ever did want to, basically, function as a taxi, you could.
Yeah, we did before Araya and Christine showed up. That was actually one of our first jobs.
Yeah, it's good money.
So I'm curious as to why Reggie sleeps in the cargo hold if he could have a room to himself.
Reggie's Reggie. He prefers it. I don't know. The guy could be agoraphobic. I don't know.
Yeah, even before Venus, they had an empty room on the mid deck. Reggie chose the cargo deck.
Well then.
Yep.
As you guys are kind of chilling, I will roll for this, just for.
Well, our ship
fun.
is still in a shambles, right?
No, the ship itself is actually doing remarkably well. The few the crossbow bolts that impacted it, most of the damage that they caused was mostly superficial. The sides of the ship, like the nave of the ship, has been scratched to hell, and like the paint job don't look great. But the ship itself isn't actually in horrible shape. It's very much seaworthy. It could use a new coat of paint. But with the fact that you have Crixney on board, and she used to build ships, the few repairs that it does need, Crixney can do without the need of a dry dock. So you guys aren't actually in that bad a shape.
I figure anything the superficial Smegwick could probably take care of, either with him or through Spitwit, do mending on.
Mhm.
For like any...
Yeah. Like I said, the one quote unquote problem you'll have will be the paint, because mending will fix things, but it won't. Like if you scratch the Mona Lisa, like you cut the canvas on the Mona Lisa, you can mend the canvas back together.
Yeah, but it won't improve the fine details.
Yeah, it won't fix the paint being rubbed off because that wasn't damaged. So, however, Smegwick, as you guys are kind of doing your own thing, you eventually see over the past few hours, as you guys have kind of been doing your own thing, you have just kind of almost constantly been running into Thomas.
Go sit down somewhere.
And he'd like look at you, and then he'd kind of, small bit of small talk, and then he'd kind of wander away. And then it happened again. And then it happened again.
Am I
And after
finding him in
about
different spots? Now, is he running into me, or is this like...
Everybody.
Well, he seems to be like you don't know what's going on with everybody else, but you personally, when you've been around the ship, you have run into him. You have been in the same spot as him. At this point, you are on the 6th meeting in an hour and a half, where you just so happen to both be in the same place.
Thomas, follow me.
Sure.
I lead him into the galley.
What did you want to talk about?
What do you want? Thomas, even on a ship as small as this is ridiculous.
Is it that obvious?
5 times no, 6 times yes.
All right, a number is 5. I'll remember that for next time. So, you know how the plan was eventually?
You were going to betray us and sell us out to the Marines, yeah.
You was going to find me a place where you could let me off a ship, and I could go
Yeah.
back to the Marines and continue my career and become a Marine. Well, it's just like I've been with you guys for a few weeks now, and well, I haven't been screamed at for how my bed looks. I haven't been made to clean the head at all.
You weren't
You're
forced
all-
to throw a grappling hook onto her ship and almost plummet to your death.
You're all barking mad. Don't get me wrong about that, but
Yeah, but most of that's situational.
I'm just and I noticed, you guys have this real big, nice kitchen, and it seems like none of you all cook anything. And it's not like I wasn't a cook, but like I know how to cook. Like it's part of basic. Like they feed us, but I mean, you eventually learn how to kind of take care of yourself. And I grew up in a big family, and so I'm just if there was I mean, since no one's using it, and it seems like you guys could use it, maybe I didn't have
Thomas,
to.
do you want to join the crew?
I mean, I don't want to put you guys in any sort of. I mean, I'll work. Like I'll
I should
good.
friggin' hope so. You've been working so far.
I just and you see him kind of like droop for a little bit. What the Admiral did to you, all that wasn't okay, and it felt
Everyone
bad
knew
then,
it was fucked up. Everyone knew it.
and I couldn't say anything then, but I can now.
Thomas, you're talking to someone else who was also a Marine for a hot second
Oh,
and got screwed over by the
Oh.
Marines the next second
so,
later.
So I mean, do you have to like do I have to like submit an application, or do I have to cook something?
Hey! Hey! Guys!
What?
Yes?
Yes.
Thomas wants to join the crew. Is that okay?
He wasn't?
Forced probationary.
Okay.
If that's what he wants.
Thought he was a pet.
You keep saying that. Where the hell are you from?
And he kind of gets real close to you. I think you want to keep an eye on that one. I'm just, the Eladrin, they're always a bit, you know. Anyway, I promise you will not regret this. There's one.
Thomas, we've
lie.
regretted everything else that's happened to us. Why should this be any different?
Not really inspire me with that speech.
Hey, I'm letting you know full on. Before you joined the crew, we almost got eaten by a veil serpent or whatever that friggin' thing was. I'm serious. Boat, maw, this. I blasted its uvula. It
I went off
screamed,
the
went
ship.
away.
Just kidding.
So, anyway,
But no less risky than you dangling like a tea bag into the veil, am I right?
so food. We
I mean, we had some in the quarters. It looks like I pureed it all.
well, I mean, we've got food.
Yeah.
Like, we've got lots of hardtack, which is lovely if you.
We should have some of the special stuff too, like a slightly better grade if that's still intact or not.
Oh, I'm just saying, next time we stop at a port, maybe I'll go out and get some more fresh star food. Because there's really not a lot for me to cook currently. Unless you want my famous hardtack stew, which is just wet.
There is a
hardtack.
perfectly good mason jar filled with, I think, pasta.
I wouldn't trust that. I'll put that out there.
It's kind of a bet, like who's gonna try it.
Maybe find horses to bet on, or literally anything other than ingesting that.
No one's done it.
Anyway, I'm gonna go peel the potatoes we don't have right now. So, thanks for the job. And he wanders off. Pretty soon, you start hearing dragging sounds, as it seems that he has taken the one half of the bunk beds that were stored in the cargo bay and seems to be bringing them into the kitchen.
Well, he's gonna sleep in the kitchen.
So, what do y'all want to do?
Share a room.
Well, I had to have this. One of the things was going to be like I will be working on transcribing all the spells into my spell book.
Okay.
I know that'll take it's an hour per spell.
And that's effectively, with meals and everything, the fact that you've no other kind of big things that you guys are doing, that's like a day.
Yeah.
You'll have
Well,
that
like
done.
the first thing I would do is actually I would do the first one where it's Unseen Servant, and then that way, as soon as I'm done with that first hour, and then just like okay, and then Unseen Servant, even just like a couple hours, because I can summon up to. It's not a concentration spell, so I can ritual cast summon up to 5 to exist within an hour, and that's just force focus fire on anything I want cleaned up, detritus and all that stuff to clean up. Get that kitchen in working order real quick.
Well, I will say, any of you that venture into the kitchen, the first thing you will notice, there are no beds in the kitchen. Despite the fact that one of the
Was
beds
there
is
ever?
missing. Well, he just dragged one in there.
He dragged it in there. Yeah, that's why I say sleeping in the kitchen.
Oh, was he in that secret hidey hole room?
Possibly. But you also notice, like, the kitchen itself is like military grade clean.
Oh yeah, sorry, Thomas.
Because again, that was kind of what he did on the ship.
Hey, the mug with the mold in it. It was up to here.
Ew.
I was growing that. It was a pet.
Oh, that's the pet.
What do you name it? That was Norris or something. Red Dwarf.
Because it drove Rimmer nuts. Sorry. If you've never seen the brilliant science fiction series Red Dwarf by the BBC, you need to. They named a channel after it. Channel, I think it's Channel 4, is called Dave, after Dave Lister.
No, I totally don't know about Red Dwarf at all. See my name.
So,
Can I walk around the ship since we found that they installed a secret hole?
Sure.
Can I kind of just inspect, just looking around, seeing if I can see anything else?
We also need to. We do need to see about what the mystery upgrade was.
Yeah.
We thought we
Sure.
were just getting faster. We got like a TARDIS room and.
Sure. Why don't everybody give me investigation checks?
Okay.
See what was actually upgraded.
You know what? Screw it. I'll use my inspiration. Screw it. Use your inspiration. Don't hoard them.
Yeah.
That's my tip to players, not us.
But would I still, because of my skill, wouldn't I get advantage?
Sure.
That's 12 anyway, but anyway. That doesn't help.
I'm
23. There you go. I got
23.
20. Yeah, I got a 20, and then my thing is +3.
Oh damn! So you got a nat 20.
Nice.
Smegger,
You find everything.
19 total.
19. Arai.
9.
Okay. Aoi.
Oh no, 7. Sorry. Even better.
Spitwit roll
Watch out.
5 versus whatever.
11.
11. Cool. So,
Guys following Crexney. Doing things with her.
Crexney,
What's my
you
job? So, good thing.
leave your body. You see a number of people from across the world, all staring at flat pictures with seem to be moving. They seem to be speaking to each other, and they roll these strange polyhedral dice.
Runes.
As you all kind of work together to try and figure out exactly what is upgraded, you notice on the bottom deck, on the cargo deck, at the very aft portion of the ship between the two passenger quarters, one of which is now a rise room, there is another one of these kind of spaces behind it, and this one just seems to be, it's roughly a 10 foot by 10 foot room that is hidden in the wall, and that one seems to be relatively empty. And you also notice on the port and starboard side of the cargo hold, there are 2 more on each side, so a grand total of 4 more of these 10 foot by 10 foot smuggling rooms, effectively, that seem relatively indistinguishable. And the magic seems built into, they effectively used the electrum that lines the ship and is kind of infused into the boards that makes it so you float on the veil to kind of power these extra dimensional spaces.
Cool.
Okay, so 1 in the cargo deck between the 2 doors,
Mm-hmm.
2 on part and starboard, and another one in the kitchen.
2 each on port and starboard.
Oh, 2 each.
So the cargo deck has 4. There's one in between the passenger quarters, and then there's one in the kitchen.
4, 5, 6.
And the one in the kitchen now inexplicably has a bed in it.
Aw.
He's gonna camp out in one.
Well, after him nearly getting killed by a robed raggedy man. I mean, what am I gonna say? Anything like we got friggin' Reggie getting making a little pillow fort, one step shy of that.
Aw.
Well, it is now. His cot was torn down, so
We mended it.
So, yes, as far as you can tell, as far as what causes the ship to speed up, none of you can quite figure it out. It is activated by, on the helm, one of one of the grips actually has a false top on it that kind of flips open, and there's a gem there that when it is touched and a command word is uttered, the ship lurches ahead. But as far as what mechanics actually make it work, none of you can figure out exactly what they did to make it do that.
The runes spell out NOS. I don't know what that is.
Maybe the power of cola?
It's possible.
Ah, these references.
Oh crap! What is that damn? You see, sponsored
something
by
that
G
gives us
Fuel
wings.
on the gem,
Oh.
because G Fuel sponsors everything. It's got what plants need. No, sorry, it's got what plants crave.
So does Red Bull.
So does, I mean, technically, so does a pork chop. It's salt. It's all electrolytes are. Though pork chops have the added benefit of having protein.
Mhm.
Oh, I meant that Red Bull sponsors everything.
Oh, yeah.
Red
Valid
Bull has
point.
electrolytes.
I thought you said that Red Bull has electrolytes. I'm like, I mean, technically, they have taurine,
No.
but it's got electrolytes. What even are electrolytes?
It's what plants crave.
So, so after kind of looking it over, again, Crexney, with your knowledge of ships in general, again, it's almost impressive at this point that you can't figure out how they did this, because you know of a few different ways that you can increase the speed of a ship magically. This didn't do any of them. So it's kind of impressive. You think if you spend enough time, you can probably figure out how it works. But as of right now, the fact that you can't, these Kenku are becoming more and more impressive to you. But as you're looking around, you're also seeing kind of the damage from the ship hitting the sides and stuff like that. And you're all, in your brain, you're all going, oh, minor damage. Oh, that'll take 20 minutes. That'll take an hour. Like, you're just kind of filing it away in your head of, okay, this is what I need to do. But none of it compromises the hull or anything. So.
Just the mechanic. Well, there's your problem.
Looks like you got about 47,000 platinum is gonna take to fix this, and I can get it done in about
2 weeks.
about between 2 weeks and about 14 and a half years. So
There's your problem. It's made of explodium.
there's your problem. This is a rubber ducky, not a ship. Maybe if you were. So, anything else you guys want to do involving the ship? Currently, since we don't need the ship, I will bring us back to.
Well, I was going to ask Crexy if she
Solitude.
could do something.
Sure, go for it.
As long as she, like, and Spick will of course like assist in any way he can with his small ability he can do,
Mhm.
but also, so I had an idea. I also had it for the rest of the crew as well. So the initial plan we had, I don't know if anyone remembers this, was nameplates.
Ooh.
Oh,
The-
for
put on the
Okay.
side of the ship in case someone's looking for,
Can hide it. Decal.
the Elmer. Well, first off, now we need to friggin' fix the El Mirage's escapade.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, like, if everyone comes up with, like, an alternative ship name, and then maybe you might be able to make a plate that, like,
Covers.
attaches, and then we switch one out.
Yeah. Okay. I can do that.
You just have it so that you rotate it like it's on a spit. Change the name every day.
Yeah, I'm sure that wouldn't get us into trouble at all.
Nope,
Ting.
nope. Perfectly safe.
Which, by the way, no one says anything about these. Technically, all these modifications are not kosher anywhere else in the sovereignty.
Yep, I can work on that. I also want it in the off time,
Mhm.
Jody. That's why I wrote in Roll20. I had a question about what I can do. I don't know if it's something I should ask later or now.
Sure, sure. If I mean, you can always ask. Depending on how
would
much
I
you
be
want
able
everyone,
to-
other people.
Would I be able to enchant
Depending
based
on
off my
what you
family
want.
and their history? Hmm.
Depending on what you want to enchant, like if you're talking about like
Okay.
making magic items, the artificer itself actually has a your infusions are actually how you make magic items. So if you want to do something beyond how your infusions work,
Okay.
we can
Okay.
come up with how to do that, but a lot of times it's going to require
Learning
somebody
it.
knowing a specific spell that you want to enchant into an item or something. So, and you will
Okay.
probably eventually need to have a workshop to do more extensive things.
A workshop in my room
Just
Or
access
outside.
Or in the
to,
captor's quarters.
or in the captain's
Because that's not being used for anything.
in one of
access
these little hidey
to a
holes.
access to a workshop.
Okay.
It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be in your room,
Okay.
because I would assume you have your tinker's tools and stuff like that that you can
Yeah.
just use anywhere. In your room, you do have a desk in there that you could use as kind of a small workshop. But when I say workshop, I mean something that would have access to things like a crucible for melting down
Okay.
metals and molds and things like that, so you can effectively machine your own parts and things
Would
like
this
that.
be things over time we can get on the ship, or are they?
Definitely.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's all
In-
stuff that
in-
you can get.
In real life, they do make mini crucibles.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
if you want to turn your room into a workshop that you sleep in, you can, or we can go other ways. This is your
Got
guys'
6
ship.
hidey holes now. So I
Yeah.
mean,
I
Yeah.
mean, it's your guys' ship, so you can.
Each room did hold 2 bunk beds or 2 beds.
So if you wanna
Okay.
get more creative, you are more than welcome to. And there's other, you guys can always like build onto the ship as well. I mean, if we go back to the mid deck,
Because did they increase? They only added that like turbo boost to it. They didn't increase the overall speed of the ship, correct? Or did they?
no, in order to quote unquote increase the speed of the ship, you would have to effectively add more sails. You guys are still wind powered. You just float on clouds instead of
water.
So the easiest
Okay.
way for you to increase or decrease your speed is through raising or unfurling the sails. So if you
Gotcha.
wanted to add more, a kind of common way to do that, add another mast or add another line or something to just put more sails on it. And that was not an upgrade that you guys
Picked.
got.
Okay.
Okay.
As a ship, we're already fairly fast as it is, but having a turbo that is active for 10 minutes.
Yeah, you guys for
Kinda
the,
nice.
for the size of the ship that you are, and because you are kind of small, you are a relatively fast ship. You will still be overtaken by something like a galleon, but that's a huge 3-masted, ship.
Ship.
They're remarkably fast.
Hmm.
You guys are a much smaller and significantly more nimble little cargo ship. So, if I remember
Okay.
correctly, I think you guys I have to look at the top deck again. So, bring you there. Yeah, you guys have 2 masts. So, for the size of ship that you are, 2 masts is kind of pushing it, to be honest. Like you guys have got this ship built for speed.
Okay. Is there any place that you guys want to head towards in particular?
Anywhere.
Because if I want to start building this workshop so that we can get more like weapons and upgrades that I can work on, then I need to start building that. If that's okay with you guys.
I mean, I'm not going to complain if you want to improve the ship.
Thomas kind of goes, if you're looking for stuff, I mean, Vox's Landing's going to be your best bet. You can get anything there.
Yeah, we may have to, because Spheros and Zeros would be really expensive, but that's if we're trying to find work.
Yeah, I'm okay with not going there. We can definitely go to the landing.
All right. And while you're there, maybe I can go shopping. They've got lots of food there.
Yeah?
Okay.
I mean, half of the northern reaches goes through Vox's Landing, so.
Oh, you
Okay.
cook wonderful.
I mean,
I like carrots and salmon.
I can definitely cook carrots, salmon. I mean, if it's in season, sure.
Deal.
I mean, they've got a grove, so spawning season, fish a ton of them out, and then
I have fish farms.
since the war started, like, we got most of our fish from the Arquis realm, and they, remarkably enough, they're not trading a lot with the people they're at war with. I'm going back to the kitchen. I think there's things I need to clean for the 7th time. And he kind of just walks back.
Poor Thomas.
So from where you guys are, right now, you're barely outside of Abia. So Vox's Landing is about 4.5 to 7 day journey. If you abuse your new boost, you can probably cut a day or two off of the short time there. But to be perfectly honest, no one has told you. The Kenku did not give you a manual with your new boost, so you're not 100% certain what happens when you use it too much. So we'll leave it all up to you guys.
Yeah, there could be a cooldown period, and I don't want to worry about a refractory rate if something's on us.
Yeah,
there is,
or the number of charges.
You can use the boost itself. It increases your speed by a significant amount, or I think it's triple or quadruple if I remember correctly, for 10 minutes, and then it doesn't work for an hour. So that you guys are aware of, because after pushing it, you weren't able to use it again for an hour.
And you said it's something that I could eventually figure out if I spent. Is it enough time or?
Yeah,
what was
it is tech that you have never seen before, and it uses magic in a way, or to be perfectly honest, you don't know what magic it uses. As far as you know, it is a single crystal embedded in the helm of the ship, and to your knowledge, there's no way that even a really powerful crystal, there's no way that can make a ship move faster. That it just doesn't work that way. That's not how magic works.
Well, I think I'm gonna investigate it when I have downtime. Just
Okay,
whenever I have
sure.
nothing else to do, I just kind of want to like
Sure.
walk around it just to figure it out somehow, or
Not a
something.
problem. So, over the next,
Are we gonna find you with like goggles and a pair of jumper cables at some point?
Yep.
you guys just suddenly are just kind of chilling. Suddenly, you feel the ship just lurch forward for about 2 seconds. And then you
And all
hear,
you hear is upgrade.
they programmed the voice to come out the ship.
Oh
No.
God.
Every time you make it
Every time
go,
you hit
you
the
turn it
button.
on, it goes upgrade. And we all get thrown back.
No, and then with the very distinct smell of ozone and burnt fur.
you weren't counting on having eyebrows the entire game, were you?
Or
That's gonna,
your-
that's gonna look really
all
freaky
your
when you
facial
have
hair.
when you have fur, but then like this little patch of no eyebrow.
Nothing. No
Um,
fur.
So that is what Crexney is going to be doing, hopefully without losing any of you guys overboard. What do the rest of you guys want to do for the? Let's say it's going to take you about 3 days to get there, since Crexney is experimenting.
I'm finally going to be attuned to my virtual shielding.
Okay, cool. Any anything else specific you guys want to do, or just kind of, picking on Thomas every so often, shooting
Do
the
a
shit?
Smegwig.
going and petting him just on the head, walking away.
Right.
I really
I think
Treating
at
him like a
some
pet.
point you're gonna see Smegwig. He's just gonna be like, a mage hand's gonna come over because they can't attack. It's like it's just gonna move your hand down. He's not a pet. He's not a pet.
I got you a collar.
You are very concerned. Don't encourage this.
Oh,
Thomas-
Crexney is perfect
Thomas
for him.
just
It'll
kinda
look
looks
so
at the-
good.
Thomas just kind of looks at the collar and is like, I mean,
Thomas,
it matches
It
my
has your
eyes.
name on it.
Yeah,
Look,
me
Thomas, if
too.
that's your yum, I'm not gonna judge you. Okay, I'm just saying.
I think
Please
Thomas
I'm
with
putting
a
it
heart.
on. Hold on, let me help you.
Can I just I don't need that. I'm not a huge fan of. Can I just keep the thing with my name on it?
Sure.
You just want just to pin it instead.
Pin it.
He keeps it in his pocket. I now have a little thing with my name that my friends gave me.
Where I look
Very
at the
cute,
leash.
but also very odd.
I mean, it kind of describes a ship pretty well. Very cute, but very odd.
Hey, look, you
Thank you.
lucked out when you got that one. You try finding Smegwick on a keychain. No one, they don't.
I have things to clean. Again.
The perfectly respectable goblin name.
14th time. Gonna wear through those floors, Thomas.
Still better than random and legend coming and petting me, but I mean, whatever, boils you goat or whatever.
You're so cute. Alright, walks away.
Not a pet. What a day.
So, Swabba the Dixon.
Thomas, we do not have an HR department. If you don't like something, just be very vocal. I'm just telling you. You gotta speak up.
I have dishes to clean.
Understandable.
He goes, and you see him take the pots that are already stacked and ready,
Just drop them.
put them back into the sink.
Hey,
Washing
we have a
again.
sink.
Yeah, you guys, you have a whole kitchen in there.
Obviously, no one. has
Obviously,
ever
no.
been
I was
in there.
about to say no one's used it.
So, why don't you give
It has
me
some flavoring when you
three,
just put more tack and
That's
rum in it.
true. That's true.
Crixie, why don't you give me 3 intelligence checks?
Intelligence. Are they the ones on top? Yep.
Yeah, if you just click on the modifier for your intelligence, it should
Well,
it should
that's
roll.
definitely not intelligent. That's definitely a 6. 19. And 16.
Okay, so it was 6, 19, 16?
Mhm.
Okay, so the first day as you're trying to figure this out, it is incredibly frustrating. Like every time you look, it's like, okay, well maybe because the helm is actually connected to the hull. There's little bits of electrum that run through it, and that's how the pilot can feel the waves underneath, and that's how you pilot. Maybe that's what. No, the crystal doesn't touch any of those little conduits of. Okay, well maybe, and you just for an entire day, like maybe it does that. No, it doesn't do that either. And so by the end of the first day, you know less about this crystal than when you started,
Dang.
and it is getting incredibly frustrating.
Frustrating. Now my hair is starting to get like the
Yeah.
electric shock from.
You have like 2 strands that are just in random places. Somebody comes by and goes, "You want me to say no? It's where I like it."
Yeah, static bunny fur all over the place.
I'm just that neighbor who's just standing there while you're walking on the car going, yep.
Clevery Smegwig.
So after the first day, you know absolutely nothing. Coming out the second day, you finally start getting the idea that perhaps the crystal itself isn't actually affecting the ship at all. What if it's affecting the composition around the ship? And that takes you all of this the second day for you to realize, okay, the crystal can't be doing anything to the ship. It doesn't make the ship do anything. Well, what if it's doing something else? And so you're not 100% certain about how it works, but you are starting to realize that this particular crystal doesn't actually affect the ship itself. It somehow affects the air currents around the ship. And with a 16, that's with a 19 and a 16, that's as far as your research is able to get you. Is, well, it's doing something.
Something.
Yeah.
All that matters. Yep.
So, on the afternoon of the third day, you guys can see in the distance the silhouette of a Voxus landing coming in to focus over the horizon. And Voxus landing is, for those of you that are a little bit new, that's actually where this campaign started. And it is effectively just a massive city-sized ship. It sits on. It's not an island. It is floating on the Vale, and it theoretically can move, but it very rarely does because it is the largest trading center in all of the sovereignty.
It's kind of like a multi-tiered flotilla.
Kind of. The Voxus Landing itself is actually divided into 6 basically sectors that are arranged radially because it's controlled by the 6 princes is what they're called. But it's 6 rich people effectively control everything on Voxus Landing. And so, yeah, as you guys get closer and closer, you can start seeing there are docks. It's effectively just a very large hexagon. And there are docks on every single side. So you guys eventually are able to kind of come in. For correct, go ahead.
Go ahead. As we're approaching, Arai's going to be at like one of the railings, watching, kind of bouncing, and his eyes are sparkling. He's getting really excited.
Okay.
He's like bouncing.
The first choice that you guys have on Voxus Landing is they have exterior docks and interior docks. Very similar to the Skywell, where in the Skywell everybody effectively parked inside, and they had these big doors that they could shut in case there were storms and things like that. On Voxus Landing, they have kind of your more regular docks that they just have like a plank that goes out and you saddle on up to them, or they have interior docks that are enclosed and protected for the elements and the things like that. Obviously, the exterior docks are cheaper, but they're also security is your responsibility. Not the docks take no responsibility at all. And if a large storm or something appears, you are responsible for battening down your hatches and things like that. So your first question is, do you guys want an interior or exterior dock?
Does Thomas have a weapon? Does he know how to fight?
He does.
Or is he only a cook?
He's not Steven Seagal.
He was trained with short sword and shield. Is the thing that effectively all Marines are effectively taught to use. Is they'll all learn how to use a short sword, and they all get the basic understanding of how a shield works. So he can fight. He's not super good at it, but he's not defenseless. You know, he would not have a level in fighter or anything like that.
Right.
But he can
Hey,
defend
okay.
himself.
Just really quick. So one thing, Thomas, if you're gonna be part of the crew, I don't got a problem with you being a former Marine. You and I have to talk about. But if you're gonna be part of the crew, that probably means you're gonna want to be in those plain clothes we got you, because otherwise the Marines might be looking for you.
Oh, he already ditched his Marine uniform
He
when
threw it in the van.
Ah,
Oh, hold on to it. I was like, he was like,
No,
hold
just
on to it.
kidding.
It might be useful.
Oh, he has it in his footlocker, but
Yeah.
he's been wearing civilian clothes. To be perfectly honest, he hasn't worn his Marine uniform since like the second day he was on the ship, because it just wasn't practical.
Well,
smart.
and also would have been a death sentence if anyone saw him in a Via.
Yeah. So he was smart enough to realize that wasn't a good idea.
Okay, second question. Was Correction able to make like one plate? So I don't think we want to pull
For the
in with
name.
yeah.
Oh, make me a Tinker's Tools check.
Oh, you haven't clicked on that. How do I do that
Ideally,
one?
I don't think we want to pull in saying
Technically,
the
if you
Almirage
just
doesn't make
roll,
the ship.
you're trained in Arcana, right?
Yes.
Okay, if you just make an Arcana check, it uses the same roll. I'm not sure how Roll20 lets you do Tinker's Tools checks, but it's
Let's
your intelligence
see.
modifier plus your proficiency
Oh,
bonus.
yeah. Okay.
So an Arcana check does the exact same thing.
11.
11. Okay.
What's the thing, that special thing that Artificer can do?
You're
A
gonna have
Flash
to.
Genius? Flash Genius?
Oh, Flaccid Genius.
Would that help?
Uh,
Gosh.
I'll say in this particular instance, no, because this technically isn't really magical in nature. She's just building stuff like that. So I'll say in the amount of time that she had, in addition to learning about the gem, you've got a really great prototype drawn out. But as far as something practical you could use at the docks right now, there's nothing. But the design looks cool.
Oh, so she was so busy doing the design she wasn't able to make a plate?
No,
Pursuit
not
battle.
with an 11. Because again, this plate needs to be replaceable and look like it's supposed to be there, and it's not replaceable. And so that is a little bit more than just, oh, give me something I can hang. Because again, most ships just paint the name on the side. So coming up with something that's not going to be a dead giveaway
Painted.
of, oh, we want to be able to change our name
Plate.
at a moment's notice, actually takes a little bit of design work.
Should we scrape off the rest of the name before we dock?
That'll actually make it look worse.
A letter
Our-
of the
our
name?
whole- Our ship looks scraped up and damaged anyway.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Right
We
now, it's
could
actually more. It's more reasonable for them to realize that's why we're pulling in, because we took a bit of bad weather.
That's what I'm saying. So if the name is
Yeah.
scratched a little bit, probably
Okay,
pass that.
first person who can come up with an alternative name while it's scratched up, because I don't think we want to pull in saying we're Almirage's Escapade.
I didn't even know we had a name for the ship.
I didn't either. That's a long name. That's a lot to scratch off.
Almirage's Escapade ain't too bad.
The flying
Yeah,
fish.
it's really not.
I don't know. A name? Any name we could say? The flying fish. The flying fish sticks.
I mean,
Said it first. Guess what?
so the
Everyone else is
question
silent.
you still need to answer for me: indoor
Oh,
or
indoor,
outdoor
outdoor.
dock?
You said indoor, outdoor. We have to dock
Out-
our own.
Yeah, outdoor. They are not responsible for or security is your responsibility, and so is inclement weather. Indoor
Out-
security is included in the price, and you're
Out-
indoor. There's no inclement weather.
How much is indoor?
Indoor is excuse me, 250 gold pieces per day.
Per
Per day.
day. Yep. Oh, we're going on the outside.
How much is hiring a guard?
You'd have to find someone to be.
Ogon and Thomas.
Yep.
Bam. Problem
Yeah,
solved.
we're not
That's why I was
flush.
asking if Thomas had weapons.
Yeah, like I said, he has a sword and a shield.
Yeah.
Ogon
yeah,
can accompany
though.
him.
Yeah, though someone else will have to guard the ship while he goes grocery shopping.
Okay,
True.
here's the thing: how long we're planning on staying?
Mm.
Because I think Crexney's saying you wanted to do some stuff,
All
right?
I just want to try to start gathering stuff for this workshop. It doesn't all have to be right now, all of it. Just a place to.
It'll hurt, but if we can swing 2 days, we could do 500.
Do you guys want to try
Otherwise-
to find something to do, like work-wise, here while we're here for 2 days?
That's the other thing I was thinking. If we think we're going to take longer, then we may have to go to the outside dock.
Always outside docks, depending on the dock that you're looking at, the posted prices range from about 10 gold a day up to about 50.
Oh yeah. Is it closer? Are the shops closer on the inside if we dock inside than docking outside? Can we spend less time if we're inside?
Not particularly. Again, the big benefit
Okay.
of inside is
Security.
security.
Okay.
And this isn't a BIA, like there is law here. However, the guards do not patrol the docks. The outer docks is what I'm saying. So the outer docks are almost lawless.
Well,
So-
I'm not staying on the ship.
Yeah. And I have to go shopping. So, what do you want to do, Smegwood? Do you want to cough up for 2 days and try to find a job to make up that $500, that 500 gold? I don't know if there's jobs like there is in Abia.
Worst
You
case
guys started here.
scenario. Yeah. Worst case scenario, if we think we can find work, it'll cost us 500 gold if we think we can do something. Otherwise, we book it. The only other thing is we don't really know what we're going to be doing while we're here.
Mm.
Well, and the first job that you guys got, you got at Vox's Landing. Like, Vox's Landing is known as, if you're looking for work, you go to Vox's Landing. So if you want to find a job, you will find it here. You will find many, many jobs here.
Mm.
So if you guys want to work, you will find work here, just depending on what kind of work you want to do.
Yeah, it's just a gamble what we'll find that'll pay off for the
Mhm.
thing.
And then
We're
the other
also-
question. Go ahead.
We're not lavish ship, so we won't. I think we might stand out less if we're parked outside.
That was good. I was just gonna ask that.
Mhm.
Do you think it's better for on the outside anyway? Because if they see our ship,
Yeah.
isn't it safer to be on the outside than the inside, where probably all the Soviets probably gonna be parking their ship?
Yeah.
Can we find a better area outside landing, outside
It's
docking
boxes.
station?
It's
Sure.
Fox's Landing. It's
I'm saying if
yeah.
it's between 10 and 50, there has to be a difference in 10 and 50.
We'll go with the 50 spot. I mean, I think we can swing that.
Yeah.
So going around, each dock, by the way, is effectively privately owned.
Okay.
So the different ones that you find, like each different one, you're going to be talking to a different person, and you do eventually find one that has a pretty decent looking dock. They have kind of a small like winch system that you could use to make kind of a makeshift dry dock if you needed to do some minor repairs and that. Like, it looks like a pretty decent kind of like home garage kind of look to it. And as you guys kind of as you all sail up to it, you see a gold dragonborn, relatively old looking, kind of just sitting on the dock. He's got a kind of a swashbuckler looking hat that's pulled down over his eyes. He's just kind of resting. As you guys come closer, you see And he comes over and he starts reaching for your ropes to kind of tie you guys to the dock and everything. Helps you get you all tied up. As you guys extend the gangplank, he comes up and goes, "Well, hell. Nice to meet all of you. I'm Patrick. This is my dock. Be 50 gold a night. And if you pay for it in advance, I'll knock off 5 gold a night."
Okay.
How long are you planning on staying?
Tentatively, at least 2 days. So let's
2
do that and
days?
go from there.
Well, we do have a 3-day minimum at this particular dock, but having an extra day at Vox's Landing ain't a bad idea. There are many amazing things you can find here.
Oh, like what?
Well, some of the best food this side of the sovereignty is only about 2 blocks west of here. Pretty amazing stuff. Even find a little bit of Eladrin cuisine if that's what you're looking for. Taste of home. Also, I just happen to have a brother. And he just stops
That's
talking.
nice. Me too. I'm just kidding.
What is he like?
Ah! Who? So, 3
Okay.
days it is then?
Okay, so 3 days in advance, taking 15 gold off, that'd be 135 gold.
That sounds about right. You've got yourself a good head for numbers. You
I'm literally
might
writing it down on a book, trying to figure it out.
You might find yourself quite a bit of work here. I've got an uncle.
That's nice. Me too.
And he just sits there kind of nodding to himself for a little bit.
Well, what does he do?
Who?
Your brother and your uncle.
You're my brother?
I'm your uncle.
Bob's
I
your
didn't
uncle?
know we had
Bob's your
any,
uncle.
any bunnies in the family. That's a new one for me. Well, you get the family discount then. 5 gold off a night.
So 40 gold it
Let's
is.
see. Let's see. That's 3 days with 5 gold off. That'd be 135 gold.
And we're going to pay in advance. So it's another 5. Just for you, for being family.
Your family?
Yeah.
Wait, which side of the family are you on?
I feel like I'm on the verge of going the wrong direction on this. Just take the 135.
Oh,
Yeah.
paying in advance. I appreciate that. Here, and he takes 5 gold out for paying in advance. And he wanders down. You see him
Yeah, it's
go
130.
and pick up a book, and you see him write something in it. Closes the book, puts it down, goes over to a chest, unlocks it, opens it, puts the bag in, closes it, goes back over to the book, writes something down,
Some good bookkeeping.
wanders back up. So that'll be 135 gold
We
pieces.
paid you.
Of course you did. I was making sure I gave you your receipt. Which I don't. I'll be back with a receipt. Yes.
Okay, we're going to walk off before we have to pay more money.
No, we're
Let's
gonna take
just-
the receipt so that he
No,
remembers.
no, we're
it.
taking
Okay.
the receipt. Yeah,
I
it's
was
like-
130 by the way. We gave him
4
130.
For four trips back and forth later, you guys have not just a receipt. You actually have a signed dock contract.
Oh, nice.
So that and that's fairly standard. Whenever you go in, you'll have something that shows that no, we're supposed to be here.
And it says the fish sticks.
Yeah.
The fish sticks. The
He actually,
flying fish
remarkably
sticks.
enough, didn't put anything in the name of the ship thing
My God.
in the blank. It's just empty.
So we need to get him to fill that out.
Another 2 trips back, you eventually get the fish sticks in there. It's a strange name. You know, I've got a sister.
Me too. All right,
Go
thank
over
you.
and pat him on the back and walk
At least
away.
you didn't pet
I
him on
just
the
look over.
head.
Thomas, you got a list what you need to get.
I was looking to be inspired, but I think he has inspired me to stay with the ship. Let me write some things down. And he goes, and he just some kind of things like some basic like veggies, flour, cornmeal, other things like that. Basic staples that you could understand. Fresh fruits and things like that, and then things like vinegar and other pickling supplies.
Oh, yummy.
Pickling, remarkably good way to keep things.
I know.
Pickling
For
and
long
salting.
periods of time.
Ah,
Ling and salting.
kimchi.
Ugh.
Yes.
Pickling and jarring in general, which you guys actually
Okay.
have the facilities. If you can find effectively mason jars here, which you can, he can also, or canning is not jarring, canning. He can do canning as well, which doesn't use quite as much vinegar in it.
Probably a good idea. Get things to
Jams and
store this
jellies.
food in.
All right, so let's head out. Which direction to the shops?
Are you gonna
Again,
ask
let's-
Patrick, because he might send you in the
I
wrong direction at this point.
I got an uncle.
if you're looking for a
Work. Let's
specific
do-
kind of shop, what are you looking for?
I need a workshop, tinkering, building.
Building. You're one of those. Like to build your own things, do your own the things. My father.
I have one too.
You do? That's lovely. I
He's
had a
gonna
father
take Crexney by
once.
the arm and like, goodbye, Patrick, and walk in
Goodbye.
whatever direction is. It looks like it's out of this dock.
Enjoy Vox's Landing. Oh, did you? And you just hear him like kind of
Fade off.
asking questions as you guys walk away.
Surprised he remembered the name, where he lived.
You guys want to find a job first, or you want to shop first?
Well, we might as well stock up on a few provisions first and find work.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
And we can see the
Eventually-
price of your tools and workshop and things.
Yeah, I'll kind of make that like on the last day, just because I don't want to. I want to make sure we have money before we start spending a whole bunch of it. I don't know how much it's going to cost for pieces, so. Do you need any more potions or anything, Snedwood?
I'm probably the way our luck has been going, I might get just a few more charcoal, incense, and herbs.
So, refreshing my memory of the things that I wrote myself. They're called the Six Barons, not the Six Princes. And the group colloquially is referred to as the Wheel of Commerce. So that's the kind of ruling body over Fox's Landing. So, depending on what you want to find first, will depend on where you guys go. You are currently in Atildor Vex's portion of Vox's Landing. Atildor Vex is an Aarakocra, and he controls the produce and kind of fresh goods and things
perfect.
like that.
I was
So you
just
guys are
gonna
effectively
say-
in the produce section.
Yeah, I was just gonna say let's pick up the food first and bring it back to the ship so he can start working on that before we, and that way at least
Yeah.
we can eat there and not spend food out, spend money out.
So heading into Vox's Landing, the first thing as soon as you kind of get into Vox's Landing proper, is you are effectively assaulted with fresh food everywhere. You walk into an outdoor market where you can see probably a good 1,000 square feet of different little booths and tables and things all set up with various vegetables and fish and basically the largest farmer's market you've ever seen in your little life. And as you look over this really large place, you look a little further, you can see more kind of traditional shop fronts that are going to have more than just straight raw goods. You know, they're a little closer to like your corner store. And then going a little further behind that, you start seeing the equivalent of a big box store where you can buy large things or buy items in bulk and things like that. Supply like your restaurant with food and stuff like that. So much larger volume shops. So with that, where do you guys want to start? You want to start in the market? Do you want to go to one of the more kind of traditional corner stores? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking a market to pick up stuff to get started for Thomas, like jars or pickling like eggs or
Okay.
whatever you guys wanted to.
Yeah, grab
figure
the
I'll-
base sticks.
If we're here, go for the list and just
Yeah.
like, have it sent to
Yes.
the ship.
If you guys spend
And
about...
I have Ogon with me right now, so he can take it back because we're
Okay.
close.
So if you guys spend about, let's say, 2 hours, you can get basically enough provisions and supplies to have about a month's worth of food on board, with that kind of being split between about half of that being kind of fresh food and the other half being food that is going to be preserved. And that will run you about 250 gold for
Ooh.
months worth of food and, you know, the canning supplies and things like that.
It sounds like a lot, but keep in mind that's a
Yeah,
month.
that's a month. Yeah, that's what I was just going to
Yeah,
say.
true.
And we can go back to ship and eat, not pay 50 gold every meal.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
So, grocery shopping is done.
And grocery shopping. Okay. Do you want to try to find work, or do you need to buy something before you get work?
Let's get those
That way-
friggin' materials, because that's what we were there for a bee and we never got them.
True.
So I'd like to
Okay.
at least have those in stock in case we
Okay.
ever do get a chance. You don't have to get right to work, I just want to have them.
Okay.
So, to the, because you guys are effectively in the 6 o'clock spot. So if you go if you go clockwise, the next sector is controlled by Baron Terrace Sarathi, which is all the mining licenses and mining supplies and things like that. Because there is a little bit of overlap if you're looking for like your tools and things like that for a workshop, you would probably go there. Otherwise, you would want to go to Baron Ide. Oh man, I don't believe I wrote this name. Idwimar. Who
Evo
basi-
Shandor.
Yeah, he's basically the opposite side from where you started, and he controls the magic item and alchemic markets. So for your more
Okay.
fine tools and then stuff like that, you're probably going to go, and that also would include, you know, the forges where they make swords and that. So you have 2 different stops. Where do you want to go first, tools or equipment, effectively?
Today let's go by the equipment so I can see what they have.
Okay. So, and I can change music too. Now that you guys are in a big place, we can do that. There you go. Get us some nice ambiance. So, traveling through Vox's landing itself, you guys are every so often, and this is kind of one of the more unique things, is one of the barons, Baron Galdrek Ironhammer, is basically the baron of the hospitality industry in general. So he does have kind of a sixth of the station that's considered his territory. But inns are all over in every one of these sectors. So every so often you will come by a building that just has a very large hammer and anvil kind of emblazoned on the side of the building, which is his maker's mark. And despite it looking like it should be a forge, you see hotels and inns and things like that just have these very large hammer and anvils on them. So kind of wandering your way through Fox's Landing, you do eventually come to something that feels relatively familiar to you, Crexney, which is people that are, working on items and alchemy and other things like that. There are a ton of different shops to choose from. Do you have an idea of kind of where? Do you want to go to one of the bigger places, one of the smaller places, something in between?
Is there something that looks like there's like something that's displayed that would catch my eye? Like, hey, I'm looking for probably. Is there a workbench? Would I be able to get a workbench in there, or there already one on the ship?
And stores are also great.
I didn't hear you.
You technically have a quote unquote workbench in your room already, because all a workbench is a place where you can put your tools. As far as more things like that, why don't you go ahead and roll me a perception check?
Eight.
Okay.
Shiny.
So, looking around, you're a little bit overwhelmed with just how many different places. Like, you can see some more traditional, like open-air forges where there's a very large forge and then anvils. Some of them are large enough that the forge itself is large enough that it would basically, you could fit your entire kitchen from the ship into one of these forges. And then you would see that it has 6 or 7 different anvils and a bunch of different people that are working on anvils, going back to the forge and back again, kind of this very large. And then you see other ones where they have just a little, single weapon or item forge and a single small anvil, a single quench pot. And going over it, you actually don't notice until it's a little bit too late, and you feel something. You feel your shin hit something metal, and you kind of start to tumble forward. But being the naturally acrobatic person you are, you kind of stop yourself for a moment, and you see a mechanical dog that just kind of looks up at you.
Aww.
And kind of and kind of just like skitters away a little bit as you accidentally kick him, and then he kind of comes back and he paws at your foot a little bit, gets close to you, backs up, bares its teeth, but no sound comes out whatsoever. Then it kind of cocks its head at you. It's closer again.
Hey, little guy.
Goes back.
You don't have a voice? No.
Sebastian! Sebastian! Oh, there you are! And this gnome kind of runs in, almost kind of runs you over as he completely seems to not see you whatsoever. Sebastian, you're not supposed to walk off when I'm fixing your voice box. That's just rude. And that's not what you're supposed to... Oh, hello there. Hi.
Hey.
This is Sebastian.
Hi, Sebastian.
My creation.
He's so cute.
He kind of looks at you and he gets uncomfortably close. Yes, I think I have found a kindred soul.
Oh.
You have a gift
Of
for mechanical engineering. Do you know?
that I do, sir.
That's so great!
I'm so excited.
You've got to come see my shop. It is just the greatest thing ever. And he kind of just takes your hand and drags you with him. It is the greatest thing ever. Like it's the whole thing is in electric blue. because blue is fantastic. You know how powerful
It is.
blue is in general. So, and he just keeps talking as he just drags you through. And every so often he will bump into someone and not even notice them as he just keeps going. And so I was thinking
Super
Sebastian.
excited.
He's a fourth generation.
Oh, he's looking pretty smooth.
Yes, he's been having issues with his voice box because unfortunately I had the brilliant idea that what I should do is I should make it so that he can eat. But then we ran into the problem of, like, I made him hungry, but then he decided he wanted to eat all the time, and there's nowhere for the food to go
We
yet.
just stick to the voice box. That sounds good. Then he can bark at you and tell you people are coming. Let's
Yeah,
stop
so
with the food.
he keeps eating things, and then it wrecks his voice box, and that's just no good. So
Well, have you tried taking off the hunger? You should try taking off the hunger first and then fix the voice box.
we're working on that. The hunger was
Okay.
surprisingly easy to put into him, surprisingly difficult to take out. Like
Okay,
the
maybe-
magic and the rules are just intertwined now with all the other things that have been going on. Like, being a battlesmith is the most difficult thing in the world, especially when you never go to battle. Like, everyone keeps asking me, like, what
I
kind
know.
of attack does he does? And I'm like, he doesn't attack. I mean, battlesmith is kind of a great name and everything, but it doesn't mean you have to just beat everyone that you see.
Fair.
Like, I have a
fair.
hammer, but I use it
So-
to hammer things, not people's.
So what's your name?
Oh! I never introduced myself. My name is Bartholomew.
Hi,
That's
Bartholomew.
that's
Do you have a
actually a
shop?
family name. Yes.
It sounds
And-
like a family name. Why don't you show me your shop? Let's take a look at it, and then maybe I can look at Sebastian later.
Yes, that would be
Okay,
fun.
let's go.
So, and as you kind of look up, because you've been somewhat enamored with this person, you realize you are in an entirely electric blue shop. The walls
This is
are entirely in this
awesome.
neon electric blue. He has an anvil in there. It is blue. Dabba-dee, dabba-die. And you can see he's got a little bit of everything, and you can see all over this shop are various bits and pieces of robotic animals. Some of them are very, very tiny. Like you can see,
No.
you can see like some little clockwork, like birds and things like that that have little gears that you wind and other that. And you could see various incarnations of what you can only assume were previous models of Sebastian. And he seems to have like 7 or 8 different projects going on just simultaneously. And you go, so what were you looking for? You know what? You probably, since you're so good with all the mechanics and things like that, you probably could use a little companion. If you'd like, I can.
I have a big companion.
He
You have a-
points to Ogun.
Well, Ogun went back to the ship.
Oh,
with the
he went
food.
back to the ship. He brought the food back. I have a big companion. I should bring him, and him and Sebastian could play.
Yes, you should! That
I
would
should.
be amazing! Oh, this is the greatest day ever. You know, so many of the artificers on this station, they think about one thing and one thing only, and that's money. And I get it. Money is very useful. Like, it's
It is
surprising
very useful.
how
You can build
useful it
things.
is.
You can build things with money.
I mean, it doesn't work quite as well as, like, steel. But yes, I guess you
That's
could
true.
use gold to build things. I mean, I hadn't
It would
thought
be too
about
soft.
that.
Yeah, it might be too soft. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, I think steel works a little better. Like my steel defender, I hate that name for it because it doesn't really defend. He gets me coffee in the morning, which was great until the whole hunger thing that happened.
ever.
Oh, he's great. Yeah, I'll watch this. Sebastian! And he comes in, and you can see just the littlest bit of some sort of lubrication just kind of dripping out of his mouth. And he
Did you drink the coffee?
and he comes in, Sebastian! Watch it. Sebastian, get me a coffee. And he looks around, cocks his head to the side.
Aww.
Oh, yeah. And he starts like nodding really well, and he's like goes down on, and he kind of bends down, and he gets up, and he's like, yeah, you're going to get the coffee, aren't you? Go get the coffee! And he runs out the door.
It's
And you see
exciting.
just Sebastian just sit there. Just give him a moment here. It'll just a few
Okay.
minutes. The
Well, let's
seconds,
look
really.
at some stuff while he figures this
And then
out.
he comes back in. Yeah, it's over there, dum dum. And the dog's like, yeah! Goes into the back room, and
I half expected to see hear the yelling of a very confused barista.
and you see him come out, and he seems to have a cup that he's kind of balancing on his nose. He says, "See, isn't that just amazing?" And then he brings his nose down, and the cup is magnetic and attached to him, and the coffee spills on the floor. It's like, we're still working on the key. Like,
Nice presentation, Sebastian. Good job.
it was close. He's getting better.
Yeah, it's okay.
And then you see
I pet him.
he just starts licking up the coffee on the ground. Again, you can't actually taste it yet. It's a work in
Thank God for
progress.
that. I think coffee's poisonous to real dogs.
It
Oh,
is.
Bartholomew, what do you have in this shop? Because I'm trying to build a workshop. I need something kind of from scratch. I got a new place, want it to be fancy, got some stuff I need to make. Can you help me?
Well,
Limited
let's,
space.
Limited space. It's small.
See. Well, if we do and you see him just start kind of talking to himself. He's like, well, if we do this, and then probably. So, what kind of space are we talking? Like square footage? Like, are we talking really small, or do you have
My
like a
room is
little
like
bigger?
what? My room's like what, 5 by 5? What's the top of that ship?
Well, each square is 5 feet. So
I mean,
Oh.
if you need to bust stuff out so you can work in a larger area, you get like some stuff you can move.
So yeah, the room in general, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You say roughly about, at its widest, it's about 25 feet, and then it's about
So I'm
15
thinking
feet
my thought process was this left side where this desk isn't, kind of just stationing that whole thing like a workshop.
Yeah.
So I still have.
So you probably have a good 15 square feet of space for your
Okay.
thing. So 15 square feet, huh?
15 square feet, sir.
Well, let's see what we got. Probably you're not gonna. And this is this in your home? Are you on one of the fading aisles? Like, does this need to be mobile? What are you building it into?
I am going to be building it into a room on my ship.
Oh, so wood. Probably not the
Wood.
greatest idea to do a lot of fire then. Okay, that gives me
Good
some
idea.
parameters to do this down. Let's see. Oh, I've got the greatest thing. No, check this out. Watch this. And he kind of takes your hand again, and he leads you over to a just a blank area in his shop where it's still blue, but there's nothing there. You know, so looks kind of boring, doesn't it?
It
There's
does look
nothing
kind
here.
of boring. Where's all the cool stuff? Nothing.
Yeah. If only there was a way
If
that
only.
this could turn into something useful and then turn back into nothing when it wasn't as useful. Oh, wait a
Yes.
minute! It can!
Yes! I'm so excited.
And so he kind of reaches up to the top where it kind of looked like molding. As
the
in
crown molding.
like
The crown molding. Mhm.
not like mold. And so he kind of pulls on that,
We don't
and
need to
you
go through
watch
that again.
as it kind of folds down, and you have this little, it's a relatively small anvil, but still large enough to do decent amount of work on. And you can see a little place for a very small forge that seems to be insulated. And you can see a little crucible cup. And a
Oh
crucible
man, I
holder.
smell like this is about to be this is gonna be expensive. I can already feel it in my bones.
So see, what it is it actually takes up another 5 feet of space behind it. So
Sure.
you lose about 5, but you
That's
pull
okay.
it down, and it's amazing.
Magic.
Yeah, almost.
All right.
Except it's better than magic. It's
Better than
technology.
magic. Did you build this?
I designed it myself. Yes,
It's
I did.
pretty spectacular, if I do say so myself, sir.
That's what I thought too. It
Yeah.
is an amazing thing. So if you were wanting one of these, I can actually install the whole thing for you.
Uh-huh.
And it'll only cost you about 200 gold pieces for the lot.
200 for
And that
everything?
that comes with the crucible and the pliers for holding the crucible. Comes with the forge. Comes with your little anvil. It's great. You'll
How
probably
long
want to
does
get
it take
yourself.
to install?
Well, see, I've got the process down pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the only one I've got. So
Oh,
if you
okay.
want me to install this one, I could do it in an hour, maybe 2.
An
If
hour?
you want something custom, you'll give me a couple days to kind of customize it for
What
you.
would you do that's custom?
Well, if you want a different color, if you want more cup holders, things like that.
Is this something if I make right now, can I always come back to you and you make
Oh,
more adjustments to it?
lifetime guarantee.
My
I would
man.
never not say no to that. So
Well, you are sounding like my kind of man there, sir.
that's what I
Let me.
thought.
I got some stuff I had to take care of. I got to go find my friends really quick. You said 200 and an hour install? This
Yes.
pretty blue color?
If you'd like the pretty blue color, I think it's the best blue color.
Yeah, I do too. I agree with you, sir.
I
Now,
think
can
so.
we, if I can help you work out what's going on with his voice box and the eating problem, can we work out a discount?
Oh, we got someone with some skills here. I think so. Depending on what you think you could
Sure.
do, we might be able to knock 25, 50 gold off that.
Okay. Well, why don't you think about what you want done? I'm going to go find my friends. We got some more shopping that we got to do. My name's Crexney. Don't forget it.
I presumed we
Oh.
were with you.
It's up to
I
you
got
guys
dragged,
if
so I
you.
kind of figured you
Araya's
were
wandered off.
Yeah,
mean,
kind of
Yeah.
behind.
It wasn't hard to follow. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
She was
Yes.
not difficult to follow. You weren't being dragged fast through the crowd. He
But
just
the
I-
problem,
Mhm.
Arai, we were chatting in chat and came to the determination that Arai wandered off like a toddler.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Aoi would be playing with Sebastian.
It's fair. I just kind of want to get an idea if what
Mhm.
I'm going to spend is okay before I just go, because we kind of keep
Yeah.
our money together. I don't want to just go, yes, I'll take it, even though I
Okay.
would have, but we share our money. So I'm going to be respectful to it and kind of just get an idea of, hey, this is what I can get done. This is what it's going to cost. It's going to take an hour to install.
What can you bargain down to?
That he could take, I think he said 20 or 50
25 to
gold.
50 was what he
20
said.
to 50 gold. He can bargain down if I help him fix Sebastian. I'm confident I can do it. So, what are you thinking? You think I know what I can do with this? I know what I can create with this and have it mobile?
Look, it's killing me that we're spending the money.
I-
I'm not gonna lie. I know, but
I
we
hear
have
you.
to. But we have to, and I hate to unload all this work on you, but you're also the best thing we have in regards to getting things upgraded on this ship outside
Yeah.
of a dry dock.
Sure. So, and it can be
If you
mobile. We don't have to
think-
dock.
If you think that we need it, I'm gonna trust your judgment.
Okay.
And you're not going for anything silly like a custom color or extra
No.
couples.
I'm taking neon blue here, sir.
While this is all going
So-
on, Arai, as
Where
you
did you
kind
wander
of
at? Don't touch anything.
as you wander around,
Arai's getting into a windowless white van right now.
Oh, chocolate.
you see a friendly looking
Candy.
gentleman
What?
that
Where
offers
are we
you
going?
candy.
Candy.
So as you are wandering around,
Who's our
You-
next player gonna be?
Oh.
as you're wandering around, you
Don't
have
worry, I have
another
another
character,
character
right?
lined up. I do. I
Um,
have 3.
So as you're wandering around, you just kind of follow the kind of flow of traffic through there, and you are kind of taken remarkably quickly at this particular point in the day. Traffic is running pretty fast, and so just by kind of staying with the flow, you're taken pretty quickly to another part of the station, and as you look around, you can see a lot of signs advertising workers and labor forces in general around you, and you seem to have gotten to the kind of labor market as it is, and as you're kind of wandering, you can see in this particular part of the city, a lot of conversations around you seem to be happening with hushed voices and in side alleys as opposed to in stores specifically. What would you like to do?
I'm going to pop into one of the closer stores.
Okay. So wandering into the first store that kind of catches your eye, as you wander in, the store itself is remarkably plain. There are no tables or chairs or anything in it. As the sounds outside start to kind of die a little bit, there is a single counter with a bunch of books on it. They look effectively like column or notebook style things. And there is a single. Before I say the wrong thing, I'm going to look it up. Sitting behind it, you see an Elandrin. This one is a bit younger than you are. Seems to be a little young, in your opinion, to be kind of running a business on his own. Like, he looks a little green behind the ears. But as you walk in, his face, like, instantly changes as soon as he sees you. He just kind of puts on customer service smile. Well, hello. And
Hello.
what can I do for you?
I don't know. What can you do?
Well, if you don't know what you're looking for, why'd you wander into my shop?
It seemed interesting. What are you doing here?
I'm helping to run a business.
Ah. What kind of business?
A kind that makes money.
Rai just goes and pats him on the head.
Kind of wanders and looks around.
So,
Yep. Looks at the items on the desk.
you see the books themselves are all closed. If you have something specific that you're looking for, I can help you out with that, but I'm going to have to ask you not to look at my books. That's privileged information.
What do you sell then?
We provide services for a specific clientele that prefers, let's say, gives us information in confidence. If we generally work by referral, so unless
That's
someone
interesting that you have a storefront.
makes easier to accept payments.
Fair. Sorry, it sounded like you were going somewhere else with this kind of shop.
That's perfectly fine.
Is it though?
Oh my god.
So, it seems, did someone tell you to come find me specifically? Do we have a mutual friend?
Possibly. Not that I'm aware of, but possibly. What's going on outside?
It's a work day. People are coming and going. I get the things they need.
Right.
You're new to Vox's Landing, aren't you?
I am.
And I think I hear something in your voice I haven't heard in quite a few years. How long has it been since you've been in the Feywild?
I'm new to this side of the
Fascinating. And Are you looking?
How long has it been for you?
Oh, many years. Far more than I look. Looks can be deceiving, as you're probably aware. So, you just happen to wander into my shop. That's a bit of serendipity.
Isn't it, though?
Finding another Eladrin this far away from
Of all places.
the Verdant Empire. That's amazing. Do you, and you see him start kind of walking from behind the counter and coming out. He keeps looking up and down. You seem to have some skill to you. It's quite, and he points at your, pike. Here we go.
Like,
It's quite an heavy item for you to be carrying around all on your own. Must have some pretty thick muscles.
I manage.
Have you ever thought of making some money off of those muscles? I might be able to find you some work. I think
What kind of work?
you see him kind of smile a little bit. Depends on the kind of work you'd like to have.
Hey, Jody.
I act as an intermediary for a lot of different services. I connect people that need labour, let's see, and I connect labourers with people that need labour. So if you'd like, we could sign a contract. I could start getting you the exact kind of work that you would like. How does that sound?
Sounds fun. But I'm here with friends.
Oh, of all your friends like you, 'cause I'd love to meet your friends.
Sadly, they're not. But they are cute.
Maybe you should bring your entire little friend group over here. We can have them all sign a contract. I can get you lots of work. You'll be very happy with it.
I'll have to go ask. What was your name?
You
How do
can-
I know to find you?
Oh. Have you asked for an agent in this part of town? They'll point you to me.
Alright. Well, it's lovely to see another Eladrin.
Absolutely brilliant. It's been so long.
Right, ta-ta now.
I think we could have a beautiful relationship. And he goes and he reaches for your hand to shake it.
And Araya looks at his hand and shakes it.
Okay. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Damn it.
I knew it!
Do you have
Oh,
anything that
just
helps
kidding.
you against charm or whatever the hell
This
is going
is
on
a
here?
charm effect, so
Jesus.
Son of a bitch.
Yep. Let's see.
which I believe being Eladrin with your elven heritage, you should have advantage.
I do have advantage. But I also...
Inspiration.
I do. I forgot how to use it.
Inspiration?
Yeah.
Basically, you just you decide to use inspiration. It gives you advantage on the roll. Since you already have advantage, you can't get double advantage. But anytime you use it, you just click the inspiration and it goes away. So
Oh, I see.
yeah, you can technically only have one inspiration at a time. I'm thinking of trying a homebrew version where you can bank multiple inspirations, but I
Well,
haven't figured
unless
out.
it's the ones chat bought.
Yeah, those you theoretically can bank, but it's the
No,
same
I don't
basic
get any of
principle.
those.
Is you can only have advantage on a roll. You can't have double or triple advantage. So since you
Gotcha.
already have advantage, inspiration won't do anything for you.
Okay. Then I got a 6.
6. Okay.
I am not rolling well on this one.
Did you roll
So-
once or did you roll?
As he
She
shakes,
rolled sets on both the dice.
as you shake his
Okay.
hand.
No,
I'm
she
only
rolled it
showing-
once.
One.
Yeah,
She
she
only
only
rolled
rolled
once.
once.
She's gonna roll. I
Oh,
thought she
go
was
ahead
gonna
and
roll
roll
the
again
second
then.
one.
Oh,
For the
I
okay.
thought
advantage.
she was gonna roll dice, so that's what we told her.
Oh, I definitely should after that.
If you right click, you can select advantage or disadvantage if you want to change that
Aha.
when you roll.
Gotcha.
When you right click on the actual dice.
Dice. Clicky math rocks make numbers.
Yeah.
17.
17. Okay.
Oh, nice.
So as you shake his hand, you start to feel a little bit kind of warm and giddy. And as you kind of let it go, you think it'd be a really, really good idea to bring your friends back here. In fact, the more you think about it, the more... No, you're positive you need to bring your friends back here to meet him. He's a great guy, and he definitely... And they're looking for work. They definitely can help. Or he definitely can help. And that just keeps playing in your mind over and over again. I need to get my friends. I need to bring them here. On a continuous loop.
So it's very nice to meet you. I need to go find my friends. I have
That
to meet you.
seems like a great idea. I'll see you later. That accent went all over the freaking world. So, about 10 minutes later, as you guys are speaking with, you're speaking about this kind of mini forge and everything that you're going to be getting installed, you suddenly see Arai start just kind of casually wandering over to you guys, as Bartholomew is speaking with Crexney about what he thinks is wrong with the voice box hunger problem,
Action.
which Crexney, you're just sitting there going, no, the problem is he's putting food into his voice box. Like, you've already figured this out. Like, all you
Yeah.
need is somewhere for the food to go that's not in the voice
Around.
box. Yeah,
A
like you
shunt.
just need a bypass. That's all it is. And so he just keeps... No, so what I'm thinking is, say if what we do is if we can create an entire, like, digestive system, I'm thinking that's what we need to do. So if you want to design the esophagus, I'm thinking that if you start with the esophagus, I will start working with the lower intestines, like the large.
Well, how about you start my install? I can show you where it is. Then you can meet Ogun because he's on the ship too. That's my bet. And then we'll take Sebastian, and while you install, I'll work on Sebastian. Deal?
All right, I think I'm okay with that. So yeah, let's go. And he goes over and he lifts it back up so that the molding goes there, and then you see him take a wand out and he just kind of taps it, and you watch this kind of seam just split down, and the whole thing folds into about a 4 foot long and about 1.5 foot, 2 foot wide, basically flat metal sheet
Oh, that's so cool.
that he just puts on basically on a flatbed and starts going, all right, let's go. Hey, I don't think we've met. And he goes over to Smegwick. Hi, I'm Sebastian. This is my new friend, Crexney. She's gonna fix. Oh, I'm not Sebastian.
Sebastian.
I'm Bartholomew.
Bartholomew.
That's Sebastian. It's been a long day, but this really is Crexney. She's my new friend, and she's gonna fix Sebastian for me.
He's helping us get our stuff installed. Smile and wave, Smith.
Oh, Christy,
Smile
do
and
you
wave.
already know him?
I
How-
do. That's my friend.
Yeah.
How much is this gonna cost us?
Okay, we'll talk later. Bye.
How much is it gonna cost us?
Okay, gotta go.
And then as he starts pulling, he's like, "Oh, you are just adorable, aren't you? Hi, my name is Sebastian. No, I'm not Sebastian. I'm Bartholomew. This is Sebastian. He is electric blue. Just kind of like you. Like, he's a little darker than you, but you're blue too. I think blue is a great color. Don't you think that blue is a great color? This is my friend Crexney."
This owie.
Yeah, I just lets Sebastian sniff her like her clothes bits like you would do with any pet.
And so Sebastian kind of gets closer, and he keeps getting closer, and eventually he just kind of presses his nose against like your thigh.
Okay.
And he starts licking you. Sebastian is a very good judge of character. So
I just imagine he's nuzzling her, but then he's got that magnet on his nose, so that his sword just goes. Ting.
Yeah. Every so as he's licking you, every so often your rapier will just go tink. And he's like, he backs up until it falls over again. So as you guys are heading back to the ship, it's going to take you about 20-ish, 30 minutes to get back to the ship through the town. Anything you guys want to do on your way?
Is there anything else that I need or what's all coming in? What I'm getting? I know you said it. I didn't.
Effectively, you're going to have
Mini workshop.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a mini workshop. The
Okay.
one thing that you don't get with it is actual supplies. So you're not getting like any ingots or anything like that to melt down. That'll
Materials.
be something you have to get.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool.
But
okay.
You effectively have a very small workshop. So you wouldn't be able to build like a suit of armor or something in it.
So I can build pieces that I can connect to make something larger.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're not making the Ironmonger suit, but
Yet.
Just another dress.
I already got a dress. It's halfway there.
So, as you
I mean, you got 4 rifles. You can make War Machine.
So, as you all are going, the further away from this shop that you went to, Arai, the more you feel, you really should, I mean, you're already here. You really should just kind of swing on by with your friends to introduce them to your agent. And the further away you go, the more important it feels to you that, no, you really just kind of redirect him. You should get him to meet your agent. It'd be a good idea. He'd be able to get them work. So what do you want to do?
Did Arai find us in time?
Yeah, well, she
Okay.
came up right as
Okay.
as you guys are getting ready to leave. So
Guys, have I told you about my agent? He's great.
When did you get an
Ah.
agent?
Word.
Just
I'm
now, I was.
busy right now.
No, we need work. We should come and talk to him. He's
I'm
willing to give us
gonna
a
be
contract.
working. Okay.
Contract. What did you sign?
I was about to say.
I haven't signed anything.
Oh, thank God.
Really?
I was about to say, you've popped, you've disappeared, you almost got me killed. I
We
love
are-
you guys, but we
I
need to
almost
calm
got you
down.
When did you leave?
Almost- exactly. Back to what
When
I'm
did
doing.
you leave?
Are we gonna have to hire a babysitter for you?
Well, I had the leash. What did you think it was for?
Thomas.
He's not a pet.
No, Ismail gave it to me once. We used it a
Yeah, we're
lot.
gonna have to give you like a necklace of magic beads, and every time somebody says sit, your face fall.
No, that's okay.
Adayasha, sit boy.
So as you eventually get to the ship, Arai, once you get to kind of the gangplank, it's gone past the idea of, wow, I really should get them there, to almost a compulsion. You need, this is the wrong place to be. Going on the ship is the wrong place. Everything feels wrong. You need to get them all to your agent right now. You don't think there's any time to waste.
And I wouldn't have thought there was anything wrong with that.
Nope. It
I
seems
would-
like
wouldn't
he's a
we?
great guy.
Wouldn't we think there's something wrong with her urgent or his urgency? Because he's usually passive.
It's possible. I'll let you guys decide how you want to react to it. I'm saying because these thoughts are not your own.
Well,
This
on
is
the
what-
one hand, I am tempted to roll, but on the other hand, it's like, oh God, are you thirsty?
Aoi already doesn't trust her eye, so like
Yes.
does an insight check.
Not that I'm not excited, or not that I don't like have a fascination to arrive, but I'm so excited about this workshop that it's kind of just all
Okay.
not important.
Yeah. Also, he's got to got to at least get him to the ship so we can make the installation.
And I gotta fix this dog so that we don't have to pay money. So my priority list is not going with the right this second. As much as I want to, not priority.
Yeah.
Because I probably would if I didn't have something else doing. I'd probably be like, okay, let's go.
Okay.
But I can't. Sorry, Rat. I got bigger fish to fry on the
Yeah.
flying fish stick.
On the flying fish.
Come on, let's go.
Okay.
No, we really need to go. You really need to meet him. He's a great guy. He's gonna find us work. We really need to go right now.
Absolutely not.
I swear to God, if you signed us up for a timeshare,
A union.
Guys, solar panels.
Trust me,
That's
it's the tech of the future. You can sell the power back. Okay?
Yeah,
All the
exactly.
excess, you just sell it back.
Water filter.
Seriously, it'll extend your life by like 10 years, and it tastes
Your
different.
hair.
Yeah. Your skin
So
will be
natural.
better.
Yeah.
was it one
everything.
for Brooklyn Nine-Nine when my electrolytes are, when my amino acids are too low or too high?
Yeah, it does both. It automatically,
Both.
and
It knows.
it clears you of toxins. And we all know how bad toxins are.
Toxins are real bad. They're toxic. Come on, you guys. We need to go meet my Asians.
We are going to drag you kicking and screaming, aren't you?
Back to the ship.
Come
Arai's just
on.
gonna
Well,
start
we're-
like
we're on the
shaking his
ship.
leg while he's standing there. Like, we need to go see him. He's a really good guy.
Now I'm freaking out.
Now I'm rolling insight.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, that's very good.
Oh yeah.
Dirty
Nine-
20.
Okay.
19.
19. So between the two of you, she seems genuinely, this seems to be something that's really important to her. With the fact that you don't really know Arai super well yet, because you've only known
Yeah,
her for
fair.
a few days, the most that you can tell is that for whatever reason, this seems extremely important to her. More important. This is more emotion than you have seen her
Ever.
show you for anything.
What
Even
about my
as
emotions?
things were exploding in that, she did not seem to be as devoted as she is to this particular idea of you guys meeting her agent.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought you only had like one setting and it was stuck on flirting.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't flirt. I enjoy.
I enjoy my
Is it-
workshop, people. Keep walking.
Is there a difference?
Well, you're young. Well, to
Come
be
meet my
fair, you're
agent and
young.
you'll find out. Oh, thank you.
No, I was talking to Aoi.
Oh,
Huh? What did you say?
To be fair, you're
At
young.
this point, Crexney, you look and you see that Bartholomew has already gone in the ship. Like
Oh
you,
wait, now I'm excited. I gotta run. I gotta show him Ogon. I am like ecstatic to show
Yeah.
him my stuff.
Yeah.
So
You
like,
better show-
guys,
You better
even
before
know where
Ogun
he's
pounces
going?
on him.
right? So I just take off because I want to.
I would assume at this point, Crexney has probably described the entirety of her room to him. So as you watch as Crexney gets on board, you get this kind of pang in your chest that is almost painful. It is such a strong feeling, and without thinking, you just kind of yell, almost instinctively, "Stop!" And then you're completely back in your own control. But you, without thinking, you just yelled "Stop" at Crexney.
Rude. I yelled stop or Arai yelled stop?
Arai just,
Arai,
without
yeah.
thinking,
Yeah.
she just...
Rude. Rude. Don't you see my excitement?
Wait, I'm sorry. So did Arai try to compel Arexney?
No,
I'm sorry, Crexney?
she just almost like a verbal tick, almost a thing where she just yells, and you see she instantly goes from the kind of Arai that you know to intense anger. She screams it, almost spits it at Crexney, and then she's
And
back.
I'm summer, so everything gets really hot.
I'm gonna say rude, and now my feelings are hurt because I feel like he just like attacked me for no reason. So I don't want to talk to him.
Like, whoa, 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 whoa.
But now I'm back to myself, or not yet?
Yeah, you still feel very strongly you need to come, but you're completely under your own control again.
What
We're
in the
not
heck?
saying we're not gonna go. You need a minute?
I think I need a minute. And I'm going to have him walk off the ship.
Okay.
Uh,
So as you kind of get back in the dock, you start walking a little bit more towards. You start feeling better and better, but it still feels wrong that you're alone. While this is going on, Crexney, you're able to get to your room. As you
This is Ogun.
as you open the door, Ogon is there, and he kind of comes out, and Sebastian or Bartholomew goes, "Oh my lord, he's bigger than
like
me!
put
This is
around
amazing!
Isn't he awesome?
He is so cool! What does he do?"
Everything. He protects me. I get to pet him. I can rub his belly. Watch this. Lay down. I'm gonna rub his belly.
Lays down. One of the legs just starts kicking, and Bartholomew gets just a little bit too close and gets a paw to the face. He's like, "That is amazing!" And he's kind of checking to see if his nose is bleeding. "That is amazing! How'd you make him so big? I mean, you're bigger than I am, but I mean, getting enough parts just for Sebastian was a pain. Like, where
Yeah.
did you get so many parts? Like, this
I
guy..."
used to work on a shipyard. Lots of little parts all the time. That's so cool.
That makes sense. Because look at it,
Yep.
this guy, and he comes over and he just kind of like knocks on it. This guy is solid as a rock. Like,
Yeah.
this guy, you could probably lift up a damn ship if he wanted to. Like, that is some quality work. Well, here, let's get this guy. And you see him just trying to push Ogon, cannot move him an inch. We're just like, come on, boy, let's move. Wow, you're heavy.
Ogun.
Yeah, that's a big ass. Just go. Come on. You're in the way, big guy. And kind of like pets him a little bit. I'll give you a treat later. You're just, man, he's
Doesn't
big.
eat.
He's a big guy. Yeah. No,
No,
I'll
it's not
get you
big as
something.
yet.
Ogun is just looking at him, just like,
This guy.
And he goes back and gets his little thing. I was like, so, yeah, and he starts opening up. He's like, oh yeah, no, we've got everything we need right here. That's, like I said, it'll take me about an hour. So,
Sure.
if
Well, I'm gonna work on Sebastian. You finish that, and we'll meet in the middle.
If since you have such room here, if you want to work on them over there, I just need I basically just need this whole quarter
This section,
to myself.
perfect.
So
Sounds good to me.
that's great. Hey, and he kind of, your friend there. How
Which
long- The pretty one. That's this. with
Oh
the
yeah,
ears?
he's pretty.
Yeah,
What about
he's nice. It's not my type. You know, I'm
Fair.
a little tall for me. It's just,
That's fair.
It's
I
not
agree.
like it's not it's
I won't
more
tell
like
him. Don't worry.
when you dance like I'm just and that's what the level is, and it's just not as much fun. You
Oh,
know,
I get it.
want to be able to look into her eyes, not into.
Fair.
I mean, there's a time and a place for look, but not during the dance floor. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. That's fair.
So,
Don't worry, I won't tell him.
So, Is he okay?
I'm still trying to figure that out myself. He's acting a little bit weird right now.
So so here's the thing, and you can't really tell anybody this, cause
I won't.
Cause they get mad. The barons are not super happy. Well, one specific baron, not super
That's
happy
fair.
when you talk about this. But,
That's fair. Between me and you, Bartholomew.
Yes. So there are laborers that are super happy to do just whatever you want. But just because they're happy to do it doesn't mean they're doing it voluntarily. If you get what I'm
Okay.
saying. And it's
Magic
a really big
stuff.
business.
It's
And
fair.
and it just seems like maybe she met a new friend.
It's a he, but
Thank
yes,
you.
he did. No problem.
That's
He
it.
just said he met somebody, so I'll talk to him.
I'm just so you need to be careful is what I'm saying, because if you confront them the wrong way, let's just say bad things happen.
Okay.
Especially if they're big and strong, like that one seems to be. They get upset.
Oh, okay. Is there any way I can fix him if he is under whatever you're saying he is?
Well, access to a greater restoration tends to be super useful.
That's fair. I appreciate it.
Either that, or once he finishes whatever he's been told to do, he should be totally fine.
Got it.
That just generally, once he's finished with that, so are you. So, just letting you know.
That's
since
fair.
You
I
seem like a
appreciate
good
it.
person.
Ah, thanks. So do you.
Just, you didn't hear it from me, okay? Just,
I didn't hear any.
I said nothing. All right, so let's build this thing, and that's
Let's
all
do
we've been
it.
talking about it here.
Yeah.
Definitely
Sebastian.
not about anything else.
Sebastian and Ogon, absolutely. All right,
Definitely,
1
they're
hour.
super buddies now.
They are. Okay, 1 hour. Let's time. Let's go.
Yeah, that's good for an hour. And he
Deal.
starts his install work.
I just imagine you're just gonna pick up Sebastian, just gonna like squeeze him where his mouth's gonna open, like just gonna shove a tube in.
Well, he's metal, so I'm not sure I can do all that. How long would it take me to fix Sebastian while he's fixing that? I'm gonna call him Bartholomew.
It's
With-
one of those dryer
with your
vents.
with your workbench,
The esophagus one.
if you roll poorly, it will take you 10 minutes.
All
Like,
right.
this is- Like as you just sat there thinking, you're like all he
Yeah.
needs is a way for the food to not
Yeah.
go in the voice box. Like literally,
Yeah.
it is the easiest
Fair.
fix you could think of.
Got it. Okay.
And you're
So,
a little bit surprised that he didn't, because he is a very intelligent person, but he seems to be kind of one-minded on this.
fair. All right. So I'm gonna fix him, and then I want to kind of pull Smegwig to the side and have a little conversation.
Okay. Well, while you're doing the repair work, Smegwick and Owie, you guys do watch Arai kind of walk off the ship, and you see like he looked pissed, but as he walks away, you can see his posture gets a little bit better. He hasn't completely gone away, but wow, it's really late. I just realized. I think, unfortunately, I was not watching the clock. That is
fine.
where we're going to end it.
Dang it!
For tonight.
I was so excited.
Sorry, it's just. If you guys want to keep going, I'm fine. I don't want to keep you guys super late.
No, I don't want to keep
No,
them
it's
into the
okay.
time difference.
If you want to button it, it's fine.
Okay, well,
I'm good to keep going. but it's
Me
up to you
too.
guys.
we'll keep going. So you can see Arai kind of walking off and seeing a little bit. Again, as she walks away, she seems a little bit happier. What do you two want to do, Aoi and Smegwick?
I'm not gonna lie, he's acting super squirrely right now.
Yeah, I agree.
But seems to like the idea of us going.
That makes me even more suspicious.
Yeah, but hey, Rye, buddy.
She's gonna kind of turn back.
We're rounding people up to see about going. Gonna get on the ship first, and then we'll go later.
Oh yes. I'm gonna have him turn around and go onto the ship.
Okay.
But we should go now. Now is a good time to go.
Later.
When is later?
When the big hand.
And the big hand points upwards.
I have a big hand. Is that
Ah.
now? All right.
I do have a question. How do the doors open in our cabins for no particular reason?
Are
They
you sure you
they
want to
open
lock
inward.
a barbarian?
Into
In a
the
cabin.
cabins.
Yeah, they
Okay.
work into the cabins.
No, you can't smack him in the face. Won't work.
Let me rephrase that.
How much of
They're
this ship do you
designed
repair?
to open inward. That's where the
Okay.
hinges
Yeah.
have made them. I'm not saying that's the only way they can open. Once.
Once.
So about this time, Crexney, you're done with your fix, and you have been called a miracle worker and every other positive name you can think of.
I like this guy. I keep him around. Fuck Donald.
He seems enamored with you as well.
Yay.
Though you are a little bit too tall. You think he just wants to be
I can't
friends.
dance eye to eye with him. Yeah, fair.
So as you come outside, you can see Smegwick and Aoi are speaking with Arai, and Arai seems to be getting more and more upset.
Okay. Then I'm going to, after knowing what I know, I'm going to say, Arai, you want to go see your agent? I'm going to
Yes.
kind of insinuate we are going to go, but I need to help Thomas real quick. Smegwin needs to pull him out of something. But stay right here. Kind of like we're going to be leaving. Give me like 10 minutes. And then
All right.
just so that he's not angry and I can get Smegwig away.
Okay. Go ahead and make a deception check with
God.
advantage.
Okay. Not that one. Or that one. I got 2 5s.
Oh no!
So, Arai, something seems off about what she's saying. You're not sure 100% what. Again, you haven't known her that long, but something she said doesn't make a ton of sense to you.
You know where to put groceries away?
You remember that time you popped? I don't want that again. Just gonna divert the whole topic. I don't want you to pop again. You mean too much to me.
Non sequiturs for the
Arai
win.
is pleased. Exactly.
So after that
Alright,
kind of
please.
weird conversation, you're able to get Smegwick away without too much to the difficulty.
Yeah,
Arai,
Smegwicks
you
gonna
just
be like, okay, you there, I'm going over here, be right back.
Right,
Hello.
you just feel angry that they're not here with you.
Putting stuff up. Putting stuff up.
So
And
you
I'm
two are
gonna
now
kind-
below deck.
Kind of. And I'm kind of gonna just reiterate what I overheard or what
What?
he's let. I've heard that in this area, one of the barons likes to persuade individuals to do tasks that they don't actually want to accomplish, like a mind spell. And I
And the
think
and-
Arai may be under it.
And the himbo was gone for like a hot minute. Great.
Mm.
Yep. So he told me, please reference video earlier because I forgot what he said to use.
Greater
Greater
restoration.
restoration.
Greater restoration. There you go.
Great.
Greater.
Oh,
Greater.
boy.
Like GRADD.
Yeah. Smegwick
Yes.
understanding face up and charm.
Mhm.
I think he also has a bit like greater rest. Cannot
Mhm.
afford that spell.
So, about that, I don't know how to approach it. We can't get him angry because it will turn out very bad. So I don't know if we go with him, but he said my contact said if we go with him, we probably won't come back. So
I have a thought, but
Mhm.
This is going to involve consent from Jax.
If either of you guys want to roll an Arcana check, you might be able to try and figure out what kind of spell might be causing this.
I don't think we have any. I can roll a kind of, but
19.
Okay.
12.
12. Okay. With a 19, what kind of is being described sounds kind of similar to a suggestion spell, but significantly stronger than any suggestion spell you're currently aware of. But the basic premise of it is for effectively, I believe it's 8 hours. They have a task that they have to do.
In 8 hours.
Yeah, and if the spell ends before they complete the task, then the spell ends. Otherwise, the spell doesn't end until they complete the task.
Okay, so what if we can stall him for 8 hours without getting him angry? Is that a task you're up to, Spegwig? No. Two hot heads in the same room.
Smegwig is
I'm
like,
out.
oh boy. There is. This is an out of character discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Remember back at the bazaar, we were also supposed to have gotten certain tea to help us sleep.
Yeah.
Because some people were having trouble sleeping.
Yeah, like a supercharged sleepy time tea.
Do we have that?
Mm-hmm.
Did
You
we
still
get
have
that?
it.
Oh. What's the sleep range on that?
It's herbal tea
It
with a punch.
yeah. As in,
Is it magical?
you have to ingest
It's not magical.
it. But it's not technically a quote unquote poison. But it has similar effects to drow sleeping poison. It's just it's not quite as powerful as drow poison. Drow poison just renders you unconscious instantly. This won't instantly knock you out, but once you fall asleep with this, it'll make you super drowsy. Once you fall asleep with it, you're out for 8 hours.
Okay.
Like it is designed to give you a full night's sleep.
So my question is Jax okay with this?
Being drugged.
Yeah,
It's herbal tea. It's it's like NyQuil and tea.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
Oh,
cheap
I love that
babysitter.
stuff. Oh, you're right.
And Ogon can carry him, right?
Yeah, Ogon.
Yeah. Problem solved. Let's start walking.
I mean, Arai
It's like-
is solid muscle, but Arai is still like not
Gotcha.
massive. Arai is still
Very
very
tall, so
svelte.
my feet can drag. That's okay.
Arai's wiry.
Okay. And we're in the kitchen, so Thomas has also heard this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas, get that tea. Make it now. It's
Sure thing.
And
the
make
stuff-
me
the-
and make me a regular tea.
the stuff in the green box. Make us regular tea.
Put her. Wait.
Back-
no,
back-
that's gonna be bad because if we drink the wrong one, we're SOL.
No, we need regular. Yeah, we all need. We can't. She can't. I mean, he can't be the only one drinking.
Okay.
We're all gonna have soothing. His is gonna be extra soothing.
Okay. I'm gonna watch you, Thomas, with my eyeballs. Make the bad one. And I'm going to hold it in my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
just-
drinking the wrong one.
So he
A
makes 4
rise
cups.
one is the one with the spoon in it.
Okay.
He makes 4
I'm
cups
watching.
of
I'm not taking my eyes off of
He
it.
makes 4 cups of tea. He goes, I'm admitting to nothing right now. However, giving someone the only cup of tea with a spoon in it is going to make them feel a little off, and they may not drink it. However, and you watch as he puts the 4 things in there, you see all of the handles are pointing in, except one is pointing slightly away.
Ah.
That's
Okay.
slightly easier and less obvious. Do not ask why I know
Okay.
this.
Understood.
Oh, I'm gonna ask. Tell me later.
And he gives
We all
you
have
a-
we all
a
have skill
tray.
sets.
He gives you a tray. And again, you
Okay.
know 100% which one is the spider.
Okay. Okay.
Like there's
All
no
right,
way
buddy.
you're not going to know it.
Okay.
So
All
they
right,
all-
buddy. So we're gonna take a second here. We're gonna have some tea while you tell us about your friend, and then we're gonna go.
Yes, because it's already been a long day for me. I had to fix a dog. I met this guy. It's just lots.
I've already told you about my friend. He's a great guy.
What's his name?
We're looking.
As he's talking, I'm gonna start like grabbing my cup,
We need to take a hot minute.
and I'm just gonna start drinking it, and just so the
You're
last
like-
one's left, and I'm just gonna.
But he's.
What was his name?
Sylvan for salute. Just, you know.
So
What
he's
was
an
his name?
agent. Listen, he's an agent, and he's another Eladrin. So of course he's handsome. But
he fire
but he
like
can
these?
find us work.
And he's fire.
Is he summer? No, he's not. He's
Oh
autumn.
well, then that's not cool. It's summertime right now for me.
All right, he's
you're-
gonna take the cup and just hold it.
Mhm.
Take a minute, collect your thoughts.
Did he say what kind of work? I'm just gonna keep talking to get him to eventually he's gonna drink it.
Yeah.
His voice is gonna run out.
whatever kind we need, and Arai's gonna start because I'm guessing we're back on the boat on the ship.
Yeah.
Because of just how strongly you felt about the ship, I assumed you guys were basically having
Kinda
your little tea
walking.
time because there will always be like chairs and stuff on the docks in case
Oh, okay.
if you
Oh,
have
okay.
guards, they would have that's where they
Okay.
would be and stuff like that. So you guys, there's a little table kind of set up that you guys can all sit at off of the ship.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm sorry. What did you say? What kind of work did he say?
Whatever kind of work that we're looking for.
Snegwood,
can
are you
find some
hungry?
for us.
We're gonna get
Wait.
food later. That's Thomas's thing. Right now. We're having tea first before we're having a meal.
I know, but I'm getting hungry. Sorry. Sorry. Friend, where is he?
He's over by the job boards, and he's gonna bring
Job
it,
boards.
slip his hand through it, and take a sip.
Okay.
So did you even see my cool workshop?
I haven't seen your cool workshop, but
Oh
we
my
should meet here first because we have to pay for your workshop.
Good deal.
Arai, go ahead and make me a con save with disadvantage.
Come on, bad rolls. Fight.
I know for once.
Double 20s.
Roll my
Barbarians don't have
five.
high con
Roll my
scores.
2 1s.
Ah, 17.
Roll my 2
Something.
1s.
Okay. So, as you drink the tea, the first thing that you notice about it is it's good. It is really good. You don't know what it is. Like there's a slight bitterness that you kind of expect from just teas in general, but underneath it there's this kind of deep kind of fruity flavor to it. You can't really, and the more you kind of the more of it you drink, you can just like you can feel as it gets into your stomach starts feeling warm, and then your chest starts feeling this very pleasant warm sensation. This is
need that tea in real
really good
life.
tea.
We should get more of this.
That's what I told him.
Another drink. Your arms are starting to feel a little bit heavier than they're supposed to be. And the chair is just a wooden chair, but wow, if it is not the most comfortable wooden chair you've ever sat in your life. You're not sure exactly what they've done to it, but it's kind of molding around you, just kind of holding you there.
Hey, buddy, you're starting to lose molecular cohesion there.
All right.
Rexney, can you bring this chair to my room? It's really, really nice.
Don't worry, I got it. And I'm
Get the
crossbow.
get the grappling hook ready. As you take another to drink,
What is it with
the
us in
warmth
chairs?
spreads to your legs, starts moving up your neck. Your head starts to feel kind of warm, but it's not an unpleasant feeling. It feels really, really nice. And your eyelids start to droop a little bit.
Ogon's gonna kind of walk a little closer. Just
Smegwick is like, I don't think Arai's even noticing the 10 minutes. Smegwick's like, doing the 10 minute,
And it's
Cool.
at this
and
point,
then floating disc appears.
at this point, normally you would start going through the process of, okay, something is wrong because I don't get tired this fast. But the only thought process going through your head right now that you can think of is, I
My
need to go
friends.
meet my agent with my friends. And it doesn't allow you to kind of question what's going on. and over the next it takes about 17 minutes for her to finally get to the point where she's out.
Yeah.
But she does go out.
But my friends.
Good
gonna-
night.
Push him over on Ogon and say, take him to his
Like,
room.
on the floating disc. It's like,
Take him to the room.
And that is where we're going to end it for tonight. As always, if you missed any of the episode, I do upload all these to my YouTube channels, youtube.com/TrenderJody. I also have a series that I'm calling D and Done, your guide to the 1D&D playtest. So if you guys are interested in all the new stuff that's happening with the 1D&D playtest, you can watch that on there. I talk about things like how it's written backwards and they need to stop using the term glossary for this is what all the rules changes are and they need to put it in the front of the freaking packet. But other than that, anyways, again, that is all for me today, and I'll see you guys next time, all right? Bye-bye.
emphasis, consent is important.
Bye, me.